Hey, hello, Shriram here. Hope I'm audible. Okay, yep, who all we have? We have Haveen, Damodar Kumar, Jimmy, Karthikeyan, Venkat. You can speak up, your mic is on, you can come on the cam, you are free to say hi.
Good morning, Sriram.
Jimmy George, after a long time. What's happening?
After a long time. Things are going good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Yep, great.
So which place now? You're in Kerala, Mumbai?
Delhi.
Delhi?
Yeah.
I think by the time you did PMP, you were in Mumbai, right?
No, Delhi only.
Delhi?
Last one year I am Delhi.
Okay, but your family is in different states.
Bangalore.
Okay.
Yeah, near to your place.
Good. Nice to know. We have Venkat. Hey, Venkat. Good to have you. Damodar, how's it going for you? Okay, good to see. Who else we have?
This is Karthikeya.
Sorry, repeat the name again.
Karthikeya. Yeah.
Karthik. Yes, Karthik.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good to have you. Yeah, it'll take a little time as people settle down. We'll give a couple of minutes and then we'll kickstart. Hope you all doing good, healthy. I mean, staying home safe, right? So I think that's becoming a norm now. When I meet somebody, first thing I ask is, are you at home? Is everybody around you safe? That's all happening. Okay, good. Good, Aishwarya. So we have Smriti. Smriti is your daughter, huh? Okay. Good to have you. Hope all good at your side. Just a minute. Let's settle down. Okay. We have Soundarya, Tarun. Okay. Fine. Thanks all for being here, and good morning and good evening for the people from different time zone. Do I have somebody from different time zone? Dr. Smiji should be from RAB, should be early morning hours for you. Pretty early.
Sriram, good morning, Sriram. No, I am actually now I'm in Trivandrum. 3 days back I arrived here.
Where are you?
Now I'm from in Trivandrum, Kerala.
Trivandrum, you are good. So you came to select your new chief minister.
Yes.
Very good. You appointed him. Okay. Good to know. And again, thanks for being here. Happy to see you after a long gap. Okay, good. And is there anybody from US or UK time zone here? Eastern time zone? Okay, not much. Okay, let's move. I believe most of you are in Indian time zone. So good morning to all of you. And it's going to be Agile learning classes. And this is going to happen for a few weeks of time. And myself, Sriram Kumar, I'll be helping you with some basic knowledge about Agile. Sriram, only basic knowledge, no advanced knowledge. Okay, basic knowledge in the sense from the books and some personal experience, what I do as a project manager and a senior delivery manager. Apart from that, advancement comes out only when we start reading things and learning things around us, right? That's going to happen. So let this learning session be a two-way communication, rather one person keep pushing the information, let it be two-way. What do you mean by two-way? When I say two-way, you can ask more questions. You will be participating some of the workshops. We'll be doing some mini projects on Agile, like you'll implement how to do user stories, how to do a team formation of Agile. What do you mean by sprint? How things work, right? So these are things we will do as we move forward. You will answer some of the exam model questions that we will do. And also you can participate in asking more questions, right? That's how it's going to be. The purpose of putting this in Zoom is making yourself more comfortable writing chat messages or unmuting yourself and asking questions. However, how we do this program is it's from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. IST, which is almost 3 hours of time. In this, we'll have one break by 9 a.m. That will be a 15 minutes break. Or I'm planning something like 8:45 to 9, we can have a break, which will help you to go for your breakfast. If some of you from different time zone, you can refresh, take a phone call, watch out your emails, because some organizations, Saturday is working. If you take from Arab, Sunday is the first day. So considering that, 15 minutes break can help you check out some important emails. Of course, you can't reply all the emails. Point is this 3 hours request you to stay focused, as we'll talk subject about Agile. Agile is not a tough subject. It's a very easy model. If it is a tough model, it won't become this much famous what is happening now. Only when something is easy, people like it, right? We are living in a world where people want easy. You put a switch, water should come. There are days we go to the well and pull the water. Okay, those are called traditional model. That was healthy, but who want the healthy life? Let me live some life and go faster. That's what I'm hearing from some of our friends. But again, Agile is so comfortable, easy learning. When it is easy, at the same time, easy to slip it, in the sense, it's okay, I will read later. That's a problem. And in the online classes, the biggest problem is, if you miss for some time, your brain will tell, it's okay, I will listen to recording. It's okay, I will read it later. If you start parking once in one class, most of the class will start parking. So you have to listen from the day one. Why you share this, Sriram? Because I'm also an employee like you in a company. Many times when a training happens, sometimes I tend to tell, okay, let me listen later. That later never happened in life. Gone is gone. Sometimes I don't join some important office conference calls. I'll tell them, can you give me the recording? I never remember once I listened that recording. I'll rather ask the guy who attended the meeting, what was the meeting, any MOM on the meeting. That's it. I never listen to the recording. Okay. But proudly I'll tell in the meeting, hey, I can't come. Can you please share the recording? As if I'm going to listen. So this happens commonly. So we are in a trend of very busy life. Even though we are stuck at home, we have too many things to do. Within some hours, kids will come and open the door, ask you to come for the game. And you're packed. You are not like you are in office. Office life is a free life. Some of you agree with me. Office life is a free life. Home life is not a free life. Most of the time, either you are with the computer or with your family member, right? So family member keep asking any help or something will happen. You have to keep moving. So make yourself available in the class. Keep this 3 hours only for you. When you are here 100%, right? Make that. And have a paper, pencil, or notepad next to you where you can write some key points. Sure, I am good in typing. Fine. If you can do that, I'm not stopping you. But writing makes a little more connected. That's my feel personally. Do that and have the mobile in silent mode. Let it be a little away from you so you don't get distracted. When you're listening in the computer, it may be your office computer also. Close your office emails, close your internal chat. If somebody see you online, they start messaging you. Hey, Sandeep, can you fix this problem? Hey, Venkat, can you solve this issue, right? Somebody, hey, how come you're online now? The chat will start. Let's not get into the trouble, right? That's a point. Good. First thing first, this is the most interesting certificate in the market of Agile. In Agile, this is one of the toughest and good one. Shrim, you said toughest, in Agile toughest. But it's not so tough like any other exam. But in Agile, its a standard is pretty high. We have Scrum certification at the bottom level, and we have Scaled Agile, we have POPM. There are few certificates in the market. But out of all certificate, if you tell one Agile certificate, which is really worth reading and clearing, that is PMI-ACP. Because it comes from the institute called PMI, one of the most reputed institute in the world for setting up some standards. So what you're going to learn in this whole program is you're going to learn what is Agile all about. You may be from any domain, don't even bother. You may be any domain, you may be a politician, you may be a lawyer, you may be a software engineer, you may be a doctor, don't bother. You are going to learn Agile as a whole. That's pretty important. And you're going to learn under Agile how the lean management works. From Japan, we have this lean concepts, reduction of wastage, elimination of wastage. We're going to learn about how Kanban works. We're going to learn how Scrum methodology, which is a pretty famous in the market now, how it works. We're going to learn something called extreme programming, how it works. These are methodologies. Beyond this, we have people handling. 100 years back, the way of handling people was different. 50 years back, my father went to the job in government segment. The way they were handled is different. I remember he used to sometimes feel very bad in government segment, even though in a higher cadre, when the politician comes in, they don't handle you as a human being. They sometimes handle you as a slave, right? At least I have heard, I guess, some information my father used to tell, as he worked in the government segment. When they meet, they may be IAS cadre, but the politician don't bother. You may be whoever it is. You know, politicians use a single word to call you. So that's hurting 30, 40 years back. But 20 years back, things started changing. It is not the same today. After pandemic, furthermore, it's going to change. The way you look at people, the way you handle people, not change. So how to handle the people, how to understand people mindset, that is also you're going to learn in Agile concepts, which is very important currently in the market. I'm repeating again, you may be from any domain, people handling is part of it. So we have to understand how to handle people effectively. These are all you're going to learn. Great, that's good. I have a few more people joined. Thanks all for joining here. What we do is we have one introduction session after a few minutes. That time, I'll request you to come on the cam to show your face, not now. What if anybody is not ready? Shriram, I just got from the bed, man. I look so crazy. If you feel that, take next 15 minutes, make yourself ready, right? So you can look pretty smart and good looking. Right now, we have time. Okay, there is a quick question. Does Agile help project manager to empower team obtaining best practice methodology? Yes, absolutely right. So we are going to give enough freedom for the team to give choices and opinion. You use the right word, empower, because the team is aware of what to do because they are knowledge workers. I will talk about this as a class moves. As I was giving some story about what I seen my father did, what I did as a junior, what I'm doing with my junior now, a lot changed. We'll talk about it. Because when I joined as a junior years back, when the manager says I have to listen, no other second word. They'll tell, do this, that's it. One email will come, small portion of work will be said, complete this. We have to complete, that's it. Not even ask the question where this work will go and fit in. I can't even ask that. They'll tell, do what I'm saying. That's it, just follow. But these days, we have to give the full picture. We have to show the vision. We have to give the clarity to the team because they are empowered team. They give 100 opinions and choices than what we think. I have to admit that these days youngsters are so brilliant. They are learning multiple technologies in a short duration, which took me months of time. The brain system is good. Their way of reading English words is different. I'm not sure how many have observed. These kids are reading only by sounds, right? Those days we read by word. Apple, A, P. That's how we read. We read by letters, right? So it's a very old method, man, what you're telling. Yeah, it is. But kids are so brilliant today. They can spell out any word these days. Not only English, could be any mother tongue also. Their way of reading things are pretty faster and good. When I talk kids, I'm talking the juniors coming to office at the age of 21. They're also kids, right? When you are 30, 35, they look like kid for you, right? So, of course, right? 35, 40, when you cross the generation, they are kids there. So now, age of 21, you can see how brilliant they are. So you cannot enforce anything on them. You have to empower them. So Majid, thanks for putting that right point, empowering. Yeah. Okay, without any delay, I will get into the slides. Again, it'll come back where you're going to see faces each other. So for now, let's get inside. Thanks all for joining here on time. I appreciate it. I respect the people come on time because it takes a really good discipline in your life to be on time. And again, I want to tell you that don't get frustrated or demotivated with the situations happening around. This is something unexpected for a human race, which is happening. But again, I somehow feel I have seen almost many things in life now. In Chennai, when I was around, I was able to see tsunami.
Una paja y a dormir.
Beautiful music, Jose. Great. So now, when I was watching out in Chennai, we saw... Okay, now what happened is sometime back we saw tsunami at the place of Chennai, and we saw something on heavy cyclone at some time. We felt that we had a earthquake some time back. So multiple disasters we have seen in this generation, and now we are seeing this kind of a pandemic. So it's pretty common to see such kind of things are happening these days. It's becoming common. Earlier used to say uncommon, it's now becoming common. Although personal side, we are facing a lot of frustrations, which was not there years back. Maybe the expectation level gone high. Maybe we want everything faster in life. And I'm seeing many of our friends who are a little frustrated or not happy with the life what they live. They have money, they have food for next 1 week, but still they feel a little frustrated, down. When I ask why, they don't know the reason. Some other thing making them unhappy. Maybe the fastness of the world, maybe we are not feeling comfortable with where we are. We want more material. Something is pushing us, right? If I'm in one place, I want to go to another place. If I have one car, I want another model. If I eat a good food, I'm tomorrow thinking some other food, some other hotel. So either marketing world or advertisements or other people next door, next apartment guy, somebody is influencing us to do something and which is pushing us. We don't know why we do this. We keep doing it, right? Somebody clear PMP, you want to do PMP. So, is it bad? Not bad. But if you really conscious and you have that hunger, you have that thing to do, yes, you have to. If not, if somebody pushes, we shouldn't do. This is what I observed some years back when I want to migrate to a different country. I was having a desperate feel to go to another country some years back. Then I understood why I'm doing this. I was doing some root analysis and I found I'm not doing on my own intention. Since somebody was growing, I thought I should also do that. Then I realized there are a lot of good ways to do this on our own in the place where I am. My personal choice. I'm not saying that's bad, but again, it's a personal choice of how we can. Okay. So what is happening is it's something like we start exploring things around us, and sometimes market pushes to get frustrated. So answer to you is don't get frustrated. Don't feel bad about what is happening, but again, keep focus on what you want to do. When I say what you want to do, you stay focused on your goal and keep reading some good books around you. Do some basic exercises regularly. Don't get influenced by somebody really pushing their thought process on you. Let it be your own wish. Right? With this, let's get inside. Let me bring up the slide for you. Just confirm you're able to see the content, you are able to hear me properly, and you're able to see me well. Kindly confirm that. You can put in the chat message, right? Great. Being the first day, people are settling down with the cam and mic. So once settled down, we should be good. So what you have to do is, here we have something called a gallery view. On the gallery view, you have side-by-side speaker view. See if you can get that. So what will happen is you can see the slide, and also one portion you can see myself being in the cam. Please try that. In the top right corner, you will see view options. In that view options, one of that is a side-by-side speaker view. That gives a better view of speaker and also content. Hope you do that. Great. Possibly try to be in a computer, because mobile will be pretty small. You cannot see the content properly. So try that with a laptop or any desktop computers. Okay, this is ShriLearning. Myself, Sriram Kumar, and I have a team behind us, and team is headed by Rahul Gupta. Most of you would have heard his name, Rahul, in most of the success videos. So he's always around there to help you all in all the doubts around you. When you say all the doubts, it could be of related to enrollment, related to material, or related to anything on moving towards examination. And again, I'm also all around available. You can reach out to me over the mobile or emails. So emails you generally help out. That is a support@ShriLearning.com, where you can mail all your queries. We will start helping you. And that's happening. Let's move a little more. Great. Straight away to the subject, because ACP is not so vast, but it has some content. When they say content, we have 7 domains to learn, 7 areas. You can see here, we call it as 7 domains, or you want to call 7 chapters. These 7 chapters are based on exam content outline of PMI-ACP. Shriram, what is exam content outline? You will get this in your shared folder in some time. Will be shared with you. Shriram, what is a shared folder? Okay, I'll give some more clarity in some area. We have something called communication board. If some of you heard about it, if not heard, I'm going to help you now. So what I have to do, I have to bring you the communication board. I will share some details. I'm setting the basics for you before the class begin. Hope you are seeing the browser. And now if you see the browser, this is a communication board for this particular batch. This is in the ShriLearning portal. You have for the May PMI-ACP batch. Some of the important topics are being given here as writing habits, which you can follow for at least a week of time. Let's say you have first week, you will write certain things about Agile. You'll draw this. Week 2, there are some set of writing habits. Week 3, some writing habits. Week 4, some writing habits. So when you follow this for 4 weeks, writing it, you have the stability of what you want to do for the main exams, right? That clarity you will get. So now, apart from this, we will have some practice tests given here. You will start getting these after you get into the better stage. There are certain rooms given here. This will be your, we have a mock projects which we do, that we have it, and you have a study material, whatever you want to get on. You have a study plan here. The study plan, what you have to do is you have to submit your timeline. You can't tell tentatively when you want to go for exam. You will tell, hey, I want to go to the exam in this date, study plan this date. So you give the details, would prepare you a specific study plan for yourself, which you can read based on the 7 topics which you have to prepare for. And you will have a WhatsApp group to join. You have all the success of Agile, ACP, Scaled Agile here. And you have all the classes recording given details here. You can join the classes from here directly. Click join on Zoom, it will join. After the class gets over, you will have your video and audio here. Shriram, what is this audio? We will give you MP3 audio. You can listen as you drive, as you cook, as you are doing some other activity. So that's also there. So a bunch of information here. This is given to you once you're enrolled. You will given with the link and the password, which you will use. Do you got this? Have you got this detail? Have you got this detail? Okay, if you got it, well and good. Okay, if you're not got this detail, kindly get connected with Rahul. You will get the details the moment you enroll to the system. Fantastic, thanks for confirming. Stay connected with this communication board, because this is a board you will communicate what all happening. It's a one place to get most of the information for the examination, including how to fill your exam application form. Those details also will be given there. Okay, with this, let's move inside. There are some content here. You can see this a pie chart. Now, when you see the pie chart, it gives a detail. What it gives. As I say, there are 7 chapters to read, or 7 domains to read. If you can see here, it says 16%, 20%, 17%. So what does percentage mean from your perspective? What do you think about this percentage? Any thoughts? Okay, if you observe a number of questions from the area, yeah, perfect. Question made it perfect. I think most of you got it. in exam, when you have the number of questions, so this is a percentage the question is going to come there. Perfectly said. Good, great job, great job. Good, you got it. Let me take subject a little slowly so that I'll go one by one step inside. Domain-wise questions. Fantastic, Tarun, Damodar. Good, good, you got it. Let's move a little more. Okay, from where this ACP comes from. I assume most of in this room know about this institute called PMI. PMI stands for Project Management Institute, founded in 1969. And now the CEO and president is Sunil Prashad. So he's an Indian origin person who is the president of this group and CEO, who makes a lot of changes recently. And in this, you can see the premium certificate here, they follow is PMP, a top rated. Why is Shriram it's top rated? Because the demand is high. And again, because of its quality and standard. So some years back, 2011 or 12, some timeline, they started using ACP. From 14, they have a content outline for it. The exam pattern, what we are going to read now, it's from 2014. Whereas PMP, they updated in 2020. Whereas for ACP, we are following the same pattern, which is there from 2014. So there is a good amount of exam practice questions, good amount of examples how to prepare for the exam, because the pattern is there for almost 6 to 7 years, same pattern, no change. So now ACP is another certificate which we are going to do now. And apart from that, there are a few more certificates like program management, portfolio management. This is for junior level project management, associate, who is just out of college. Few more are there, including discipline agile. If you heard about a DAD, discipline agile delivery model, and PMI has acquired this discipline agile in the year 2019. Yeah, 2019 PMI Institute acquired this principal group, that's discipline agile, which is a competing for scaled agile. Anyway, that's all business strategy. Let's not too much worry about it. So now there is something called discipline agile, which also available in the market. But Shriram, when you say agile, will the ACP help me to become a Scrum Master? Yes, it can. Will it help me to become an Agile Project Manager? Yes, you can. Can I become Agile Program Manager? Yes, I can. So Shriram, I don't want to get any role. I just want to understand the basic Agile. Can I? Yes, it will. So it will solve multiple purpose in one place, right? So I don't want you to compete between, can I go for ACP? Can I go for Scrum? Can I go for SAFe? You can choose any certificate, but I recommend that every certificate has its own value, own set of content. So I used to tell that every year, spend some time on increasing your knowledge. It's very important. In the current trend in the market, you cannot tell at the age of 21, I gather the degree, I'll be same knowledge. Not at all. At the age of 21, what you learned will not stay with you at the age of 50, at the age of 60, at the age of 70, or at the age of 30. It won't happen. So you have to keep learning something at your side regularly. Shriram, is it very competitive? Do I need to do this all the time? I'll tell, yes, please do that. When you do this, your deviation goes away. You stay focused on situation happening around you. See, for example, in the last 1.5 years, a lot of problem happening. There are few people I'm seeing showing a lot of confidence by learning things. There are some few people keep watching the news channels. Some people watching things around them and feel frustrated. So I give a feel to them that yes, news is important, but keep it at 20%. Keep 80% for your career growth. Once it's all settled down within a year of time, market will open. There'll be great boom for the great efficient managers. That time you have to be ready. If you're worried about this pandemic, I want to tell that when the Second World War was happening, many people were frustrated. What's going to happen? The world is going to be gone. At the same time, there are people who invested in the share market in the Second World War time. There are people who invested into various business. They started doing the work at the time. The war is happening one side the people are working on the business. So people did that, they keep moving forward. So keep that 20%, keep this 80%. Don't keep it that information 80 and your learning is 20, then will be pushed back, right? That's a basic information. Okay, good. Let's move a little more. So what all we touch base in ShriLearning? It's a ShriLearning, you can learn PMP. We have weekly batches happening. We have ACP. This is also weekly going on. And we have scaled agile. Sriram, what is scaled agile? If you learn ACP, you can parallelly or after ACP learn scaled agile also, because this is a little advanced level. What do you mean by advanced? ACP talks at the team level. Let's say a team, an organization, basic level. Whereas if you go to scaled agile, it is a little advanced. When I say advanced, we start talking about a teams of teams, in the sense of if I have 50 people, if I have 5 to 6 teams which has to deliver agile products, their scaled agile comes into picture. But interestingly, scaled agile is the most easiest exam in the world now. It has 2 days of classes, and it has 45 questions, out of which 34 to pass. Also, it's not a proctor-based exam. It is an exam at your convenience. So scaled agile exam is pretty easy. Subject is nice to learn, right? Inquire more details if you want to know more about scaled agile. Here it is. Okay, little information. I think some of you should be little aware because you may be part of my PMP classes. Myself, Sriram Kumar. I hold some learning with me, like masters in computers, masters in business administration, masters in psychology. These two are related to my profession. This is for interesting, and I want to learn about human behavior. We call behavior pattern, how human behavior works. I love to learn this. It's pretty interesting. Even today, I keep reading it. These two I learned, I got a job, I started earning, after which I don't remember anything on this, all gone. If you ask me something you remember all, I don't remember. Whereas this I remember well because it's interesting. Okay, meantime, there is a question. Karthik is putting, is Scaled Agile certified by PMI? No. Scaled Agile is from an institute called Scaled Agile. What you put up on Scaled Agile is an institute name altogether, and they provide the certificate from US again. They are from different state of in US, and they take care of a big body there. There are almost 13 certificates there, 13. In this, some certificates are pretty valuable, some are yet to pick up. That's a question from Karthik. Let me move a little more. What is that? So I'm doing project management coaching, I do leadership coaching, I do agile coaching and scaled agile coaching, right? All happens there. And again, I'm serving as a delivery manager, senior delivery manager in an organization. Monday to Friday, I do a job, and Saturday, Sundays, I help people with the knowledge what I have. Okay, that's my nature. And this is about certifications. I hold a CSM, which I obtained in 2015, I believe. And then in 2016, I got PMP. 2017, I got ACP. And 2019, I think I got a SAFE. In between somewhere, I got a DevOps. And 2020, I did something on technology side. So I made a habit every year. I have to gather some knowledge and some certificates. So it's not about branding. It's about knowledge. It's very important. Whether you pass or fail, start the learning. That's very important. So CSM I learned for the basic agile knowledge. For little advanced level, I started coming to ACP. But if anybody CSM here, you will feel ACP is totally different. It has a lot of content. And then I learned SPC. SPC is a consultant. You become a coach. You become a person who can coach agile teams. That's what I learned it. Okay, that's a little about myself. All right. So what I'm going to do now, here we go. We're going to say hi to each other. So what we can do is we can quickly talk to each other. So where we come from, what we do, right? Quick connection. So what I do is I'll split the team into two, and I will give a 10 minutes time, and we can start listening to each other. What I want to listen is basically your domain you come from, because I have people from different domains. We don't have only agile people, right? We have non-agile people also here who come from totally different domain, but they want to taste what is agile all about. And I want to learn what is the motivation for you for learning agile here, right? So those things we'll listen. Maybe we'll spend 5 minutes. We just say hi to each other and see the faces of each other, and then come out and go for our classes. And in our classes, we will have more sessions going to happen where we have to interact with people consistently. It's going to happen. So today we'll say hi, shake hands, and kickstart, right? So what I do is first thing, let's see each other. If you're comfortable, say hi in the cam. I think we gave some time. I believe you are ready to say hi. Okay, Tarun, I can see. Bridge, I can see. Okay, Jimmy, I can see. Great, Vipin is here. Great, Smiju is here. Vipin. Great. Good to see. Okay, fantastic. I can see most of you, and you can give a good, gentle smile if you're comfortable. Okay, great. That makes your life good, right? I used to tell that as you start going in a career, the smiling nature goes down slowly. I have seen some people so strict in office, face will be always rough, as if always there is a problem. No, right? There is small problems and life keep moving. So we have to tell some people, please smile. One day I was driving the car, I'm in the traffic in Bangalore, and in the car signal I'm waiting, and there is a car in front of me, the back side of the car I can see. In that there is a glass, there's a sticker. The sticker says, please smile. Only when I reading that, I understood I'm not smiling for the last half an hour I'm driving. I felt my face is like this when I will go home. Then I felt, okay, let's smile. A smile is different, laugh is different. All alone, if you laugh in the car, people think, man, something, either he's in the Bluetooth headset or something wrong, right? So smiling is very important for human nature, which other creatures don't have. We have it. So let's utilize it. Good. Let's go. What I do is I'll split the team into two, spend a few minutes, say hi to each other and intro to yourself, and let's come back out, right? And again, we'll start the conversation on the subject. What I do is I'm going to put into two, get ready to say hi. I'm going to give 5 to 6 minutes of time. That's, I think, sufficient to say hi to one another, and then we'll come out. Okay, good wishes. I believe you met some people around you. You feel good? Great. Did you meet some people from different industry also here, not only software industry? Do anybody felt that? Hey, there are some people from different industry. Initially, I thought it is only for IT, but I'm seeing people from other industries also coming inside, right? So that's a trend in the market. What at least I'm observing now, in the sense of people from different industry want to learn this. There is a necessity for it. Can somebody tell me from other industry, I mean, non-agile industry, what is happening there? Are you hearing these terms, agile mostly there?
Hi, Sriram. Vipin here. And
Yeah, Vipin.
yeah, so in my organization, I was quite surprised that we never heard the term agile until the pre-COVID period, but the post-COVID period has made it so popular that we have partners and principals across all countries speaking about it in town halls and meetings. It's like we'll have to be more adaptive and we'll have to bring changes quickly and rapidly. So
Understand.
it's happening.
Understand. Even though we use it or not, first the terminology started coming out now.
Yeah, exactly.
Start talking about it. Makes sense. Okay. I also heard somebody from automotive industry. How do you feel that it is pressing there that you have to be aware of agile?
Yeah. Hi, Shriram. This is Krishna here. So so actually I worked in Kanban and Lean, but I was not aware that it's a part of Agile. So when I learned about Agile Basic, just some video, there I came to know Kanban and Lean is a part of Agile. So that is something. When I hear Agile, no, I thought something very different and everything, all the terminology. But I already worked in Kanban and Lean. I could not possible to express myself.
You know, the Lean and Kanban are the grandfather of Agile. So
no, I was not aware.
I'll show some slides for you where under Lean only you get the Agile. So since you worked in Lean, Agile is going to be a cakewalk for you. You would have heard most of the term. Man, I know this. I heard this already. So
yeah.
that's how it's going to be.
So actually,
Yeah.
what happened? Last year I completed my PMP. Then, so I'm getting questions for Agile. That something I could not possible to face. I mean, to say like in terms of interviews. So I thought again I have to, update myself for the Agile.
Okay, so in a non-agile industry, there is a expectation that we should know about the terms of agility. That's nice. Good to know.
Yes.
Good to know. Anybody from software industry in here, which is meant to be agile, but do you think it's 100% agile or it's mix of things, hybrid model? Are you getting
mix of thing? Yeah, Sriram, I can say it's a mix of thing actually. People talks about the agile, but when it's actually come to the work life, it's always be a mini waterfall inside that hint or whatever you can say.
Right. So now I expect you to learn this thing carefully. In Agile Practice Guide, there is a book, chapter 3, I believe. Somebody seen this book, Agile Practice Guide, right? Somebody would have this book with you. In this book, it's a very small book. Okay. I would tell, let's start our learning in Agile with this book. I do recommend the book called Mike Griffith. I'll show recommendation books in some time. But my strong feel, today morning I was reading this book again. I'm reading it, I don't know, maybe 10th or 15th time. Today morning I was brushing up some content. I felt it's a very nice, decent book. A decent language with 150 pages. 150 pages. We like small thing always, right? So 150 pages. In third chapter, they talk about iterative incremental. They talk about hybrid approach. I want you to learn this. This is very important for PMP people and even for agile people. You should get the mindset of hybrid model. Why you want a hybrid model is, don't assume that all the project will be agile. You cannot. It doesn't fit in. You cannot force all the project agile. You can have some portion agile, some question non-agile. But when you go to exam question can be mix of things also. In exam, be very clear, 90 or 95% of the questions going to be situations or concepts. Nothing on exam paper on the directly in the book. They will not ask page number 35 what is that question. They will not ask what's the spelling of Scrum. Can Scrum Master come in the jeans pant or can we come in the formal pants? Those questions and all will come in the normal agile exams. You can go to certification, very normal certifications available in the market. They are very, very normal questions they'll ask. How many team members in an agile team? How many team members? 3, 5. Such a tough question, Sriram. If that is a tough question, you can't sit for PMI. PMI is a concept question. They make you to think. At the age of 25, 30, and 40, you are not expected to memorize something and come and talk. At the age of 40, you should have that concepts in your mind. You matured, right? You're not a school children. So read this book, digest it. I just like this book. Okay. And then apart from this, I'll tell 2 more books we'll read. But for now, read this book as a first book for your preparation. I'll tell you, you will start liking it. This you can complete within 1 week, max and max 2 weeks of time, nothing more than that. Good thing is they are given a big font. In school days, I used to see big font book or small font book. If it is a big font book, actually it's only 80 pages. They printed into 150 pages because big font. Also a lot of images. So I'll tell you, this book is the easiest book. First to read this. You may be agile guy, non-agile guy, whoever it is, please read this book as a first book, right? Let me go a little more. Hey, thanks a lot for introducing yourself. Happy to know some of your names. Some of people are with me from PMP. We have a good relation for a long time. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for trusting us. That's very important, right? When you come to the same grocery store second time, it means you have some trust. This guy will give the proper material, right? So my mom goes to one grocery store for the last 20-25 years. They won't change the store. You tell them there is another store, better one. No, this store. Maybe they used with that. They like it or not, they keep going there. So thanks for the trust, what you all have with us. I appreciate it. Now let me take you to the subject. You can keep your cam and mic mute mode. Appreciate your support. Okay. Right, great. Good to have. Let's get to the subject a little more. First thing, the certificate, how does it look like? PMI is issuing a certificate like this, which is going to be of purple color. Yeah, that's how it is. In PMP, it is orange, whereas in ACP, it's a purple color certificate. And what will be given here, it's a 3 years validity, right? It has a 3 years validity. And again, you can extend it further. I have extended because I've done in 2017. Okay. And what else needed here? How to extend it, I'll explain it. And again, the area for exam questions and the results system. The result system is followed is called above target, target, above target, target, below target, need improvement. You can clearly understand in this pie chart, if you have too much of red color, you will not clear the exam. In this pie chart, if you have too much of yellow also, you will not clear the exam. You should have combination of these two primarily. So Shriram, can I be some places red also? Possible. But don't be red in big area. You can be in small areas. This area, if you become red, it's okay, you'll survive. If you become red in this big area, you will have a trouble. It is something like having your heart, your kidney or liver working properly. So those are the big things of Agile. This is a heart and kidney, right? You have to know about it. Small areas will be there. Everybody will have some defect, have some problem. That's okay. But major area, you have to be careful. But to me, in exam, I'm not going to tell you read only this area. Read as a whole. Then only you can get a good knowledge. With us, most of the people get the green color. I have not seen yellow, red mostly because we make sure that you read well and then you have to go for some practice test. Until you get a better score there, you will not go to the main exams. Okay. Okay, I'm going to clarify more doubts. Basic things I'll clarify. 2-3 slides. I'll explain you the exam related stuff. Then we'll go to subject. Exam, how the ACP works. Of course, you can see the fee structure here. First thing you should or you will have an year of experience. Okay, in a general project management. Shriram, what is general? Could be hybrid, could be predictive, any management. There is no rule, any management can be. But specifically in Agile, you can show 8 months of experience. So 1.8 years is the overall experience expected for ACP. Hardly if you have 2 years of experience in your whole life, you can go for ACP exam. It's not so broad, right? Only 1.8 years. But Shriram, how to fill this form, man? I have a lot of confusion. I'm going to help you on form filling and guiding you. You may be from Agile background. You may be from non-Agile background. Don't ever worry. Your application process is taken care. Just forget those things. I will help you. Exam is going to be, you will have 120 multi-choice questions. Here, there is only thing, multi-choice, A, B, C, D. Either of one you have to choose. There is no game here like PMP. In PMP, they have included a lot more. Match the following, all the stuffs are there. Here, nothing. Straightforward, 120 questions. And this will be a 3 hours exam. In this exam, no break. 3 hours continuously you write the exam, 120. This exam you can take at your home, or you can go to the center and write the exam. Right? That's how the basic stuff are. Shriram, how to fill these things, man? Still, I'm worried. Don't ever worry. I will be with you. This we will do. Imagine you start the classes in the month of May, June end or July, you may go for exam. Somebody is very aggressive, going to read every day 2 to 3 hours. You can go for exam middle of June, right? That's their date. If you're very aggressive. If you're going very little slow, telling that it's okay, man, I have family things, I have office, I can spend 1 hour, 45 minutes, not beyond that. July is a good time to hit the exam for you. Shriram, other Agile exams I've seen, they take the classes, within 2 days they clear the exam. Can I do like that? This exam is not like that. Even if you want to do, I won't recommend it. When you learn something, learn it properly. So it stays with you lifelong. I have not seen anybody learn how to drive a bicycle within 2 days. Do you have anybody? Anybody drive the bicycle? Maybe in YouTube you can listen, but did you see anybody driving the bicycle in 2 days? It won't. It will take at least 7 to 8 days or at least 20 days with multiple injuries. I've seen that knee injury will happen. When you drive cycle, I'm talking the age of 8 to 10, where you first start the bicycle. Okay, so it will take time. But once you learn, it goes to your subconscious mind. Now, age of 40, 50, 60, anytime you can drive the bicycle because it's in subconscious mind. So learn something, go and settle in your subconscious mind. Don't learn something which is halfway, right? That's the intention of these classes. I don't enforce anything shortcut. I don't enforce anything doing very quick. Some people don't like it. Shriram, you don't give me any crossroads, man. Other institutes are helping. We don't do that because if you learn it well. If not, don't learn. It's going to waste your time, others' time also. Okay, comes here. Who should apply or what are things? I repeat certain things again. 120. You must earn 30 professional development units, PDUs. After completing a certificate, you will spend 30 hours of learning. I think 3 years, 30 hours of 3 years, 30 hours of learning is not a big thing, right? Shriram, how to get these points, man? Go to projectmanagement.com. Go to pmi.org. When you listen some classes online, you get points. Or if somebody join any classes, like you complete PMI-ACP, this will give points for your PMP. Or it can give points for, if you go for scaled Agile, you attend the scaled Agile classes. 2 days of scaled Agile, which is a 16 hours, 16 points. That will give points for ACP. But let's not worry that right now, because these are all you're going to do after the exam completed. And there is a 20 questions of a pre-test question. Shriram, what is pre-test? Out of 120, PMI Institute will plot 20 questions here and there. They will not tell anything, hidden here and there. And make you to answer. Why? You are the testing rat for COVID medicine. They'll try this injection of 20 injections on you and see how you react. Based on that, they'll use this question upcoming exams. It's very unfair, right? But again, PMI can do this hidden without telling you. But PMI follow the word ethics and honesty. So they're telling upfront to you, out of 120 questions, 20 questions will be hidden questions for our purpose. But for you, you have to answer all 120 questions. I like the honesty of PMI telling openly what they are doing, right? So for your exam purpose, don't worry, it's 120 questions or 100 questions. For you, all the questions are important. Basic. No negative marking. I think that's also basic. You got it. That's one side. Up to this, any questions on the exam part before I move further? Any questions on the exam part? Okay. I assume no questions, but keep posting questions if you have. Don't hesitate. And coming to the fee structure, this is the exam fee. Okay, again, this you are not going to do now. Maybe if you write the exam by July, that time you're going to do. If any of your companies are reimbursing, many companies reimburse Agile certifications. Agile is very trended, right? So get the invoice details from Rahul and give this to the your corporate learning department. They may work out for your reimbursement. Get it reimbursed for most of your certificate. It's possible, right? Some question. There is a question from Roland. How PDUs shall be credited? That's a good question, right? So what happened is in PMI website, there is a place called report PDUs. One button will be there. Under your certificate is visible there. It tells Shriram, you have a ACP, which is valid for another 6 months. 2.5 years already gone. In the bottom, there'll be a blue button, report PDUs. If you click that, it will ask you where you attended the class, how many hours you attended the class. You will fill those details. Once you fill in submit, they'll take a few hours of time or 1 day of time, analyze and tell us it's valid. Now, out of your 30 PDUs, 16 has been deducted. You have to gather another 14 PDUs. This is how they do. Hope helps you, Roland. Sandin says, any cutoff mark? Oh, 80 range. Okay, this is a tough question, right? In PMI Institute, nobody knows what is the passing score. So it's pretty hard to give the cutoff. Cutoff I can give by assumption. The assumption is, I always said with the PMI is a 75% in our practice exam is a good cutoff. Okay, but not everybody starts with a 75. Some start with a 65 in the preparation, 68, 70, 75. So I would recommend you to stay between 65 to 75% in your practice exam. That can be a cutoff assumption, but PMI never declared what is 80. So I assume 80 means could be above 75. It's my belief, personal belief. Sandeep, that's an answer for you. And Damodar comes here. Can I use this ACP training for PMP PDUs? Yes, you can use it, Damodar. But again, it depends, right? You complete it and Damodar, I mean, your PMP done, right? Okay, then you can apply for it. Yes, you can utilize it. You will get 21 points out of it. Okay, moving further, I want to give a credit to Sandeep. Sandeep, what he did is he participated in our ACP quiz program. He got full mark in his practice exam. So, not practice, the quiz exam. And he got chosen in the lot. There are a few more people who will get the same mark. So we put the lottery on that. And that Sandeep got chosen as a candidate honored to join this class, right? So congratulations, Sandeep. It's an effort, right? You have to take an effort to write the answers and you have a luck between you to come in the lottery. In lottery, there is no talent. It's purely luck. You have to run the lottery and get the name out of it. So out of that, Sandeep came in. So congratulations, Sandeep, for the efforts. This we do every month for the ACP candidates. We want to give one person fully sponsored for the classes so that you get encouraged, right? Thanks, Sandeep, for participating. I know a few more also participated. The lottery would have pulled you down. Sorry if you don't get it. It's all based on the lot. Okay, let's move a little more. I think we spoke about this stuff, right? Let's go. Hey, fee structure, I didn't talk, right? Fee structure, this is on the India-based money. This is on the US-based. I assume some of you are PMI members. Anybody here PMI membership already? Since you did PMP with you? Some will be. Okay, your membership may end in some months of time. It don't be granted once you get membership, lifelong it will be member. Your membership is valid for only 1 year. Okay. So within that 1 year, what you do is pay this fees. So you see the difference you get here. How many thousands you get? Nearly 13,000 different. Here, very $60 or $70 difference is there. So what I would recommend is, if you have membership, plan a date and get this exam blocked. So that way, what will happen is you will save some good amount of money before a membership expires. If you're a new member, don't worry, you have 1 year time. If you're a member for last 6 months, 8 months, try to close that stuff, right? That's important. If you're a non-member, let's talk about it later, because again, membership, you have to pay $129. Nothing comes free with PMI, okay? PMI, they make the charge properly. Then only they can become a $1 billion company, right? They earn good money, but worth the money. I think I somehow feel worth paying these guys. I have paying them membership. I'm doing subscription. I pay a lot of money to PMI, but I feel every dollar is worth for these guys. They put the effort. Somebody with the quality, we have to pay it, right? So these guys have quality, we have to pay it. So there is a question from Roland. I heard that questions difficult level increase as we are providing correct answer during exam. Is it correct? That's wrong. This is not that kind of exam. Okay. ACP exam is all about not only ACP, PMP also, psychometric exam. What is psychometric? They understand the pattern of somebody's answering, and your question can have the same question can come in different angle, different form. For example, there is a question about your agile mindset, question number 7. You answered A or B. Now, same question in a different angle will come in question number 111. Same question in a different angle. They want to see, are you consistent on your thought process, or you're playing with the fluke? That is how they will do. If not, they want to increase the intensity. That is not this model. That is for the competitive exam, which is a GRE, TOEFL. Those exams they'll try to do because to try to see how much you can sustain. They'll see the threshold. But this is on the leadership, right? Leadership will have a psychometric exam. So answer your question, no, that's a wrong assumption. But what I said happens there. Right. Jimmy says that I saw in PMP. Jimmy, did you mean that same question, different angle? That's what you get a feel. That you mean? Okay. Alpine is a group. Alpine is a company which does this psychometric exam for PMI Institute. They're very famous for this, asking the same question, different angle. If you're a married person, you would have faced this kind of question in your family life also. Same question, different angle. You'll be prepared for PMI exams already. Okay, so let's go to the weighing of domains. So weighing of domains here, if come up here, we spoke about this, and now you know 120 questions are there. So if it is a 16%, 120 questions, can that be 17? How many questions will come? Quick calculation, somebody can tell me. 16% in 120 questions, how much it will come? Any thoughts? Quick calculation. 18 questions, huh? Okay, very good. Damodaran says 18. So 18 questions can come approximately. So if it is a 20%, how much will come? Out of 120 questions, 24 questions somewhere, 22, 24, 24, right? So you can look at these two are big fish. And then again, these two are a little bigger. So you can see 17% here. You can see 16% here, 12, 10, and 9. Most of the planning and agile system discussed in this chapter number 5, adaptive planning. Here we talk about planning. Here we talk about estimation. We talk about t-shirt sizing. If you heard about the estimation techniques, t-shirt sizing. We'll talk about the Fibonacci sequence. Story points, 1 story point, 2 story point, 3 story point, 8 story point. These all discussed in this area. Here we talk about how the sprint works. This chapter is a pretty interesting chapter. I sometimes get a feel that we have to read this chapter as early as possible, because this is a chapter, or this is a knowledge we use in our day-to-day life. PMI, what they did is they didn't put it as an initial. They could have put this here. First chapter. But initially I thought, why these guys made this mistake of making this as a 5th chapter, also less number of questions. Then I understood this is nothing but doing agile. Doing agile. But what the market says, Be agile. Be agile, isn't it? Do you agree with me? If you see the market, they say be agile rather doing agile. Doing agile is fine. These all action items. How to work as agile team. But being agile is very important. So the first few chapters are talking a lot of theoretically about how to be agile person. Right? I heard somebody from automotive industry or construction or manufacturing telling that my corporate started using jargons of agile. The jargons of agile coming from being agile, not doing agile. So, but what happened is if you work in a corporate of a software industry, we spend more time on doing agile, daily stand up, how to estimate, how to run a sprint, how to do retrospect. We'll spend more time here. This is needed, but this is more needed. Now, then I got a sense after a couple of reading, then I got a sense these guys make some sensible way of handling the books. The book says first agile mindset, get that mindset clear, understand the principles properly. If you don't understand this principle, you will become a mechanical guy. Who is a mechanical guy? Come to the store morning, open the store, take the spanner, screwdriver, start screwing it. What do you do? Somebody told me to screw, I'm screwing it. Why you screw? I don't know. They asked me to screw, I'm keep screwing. You will become a screwing guy if you learn only this process. This understanding took time for me. If not, I was scolding PMI, why they do like this? But there's a meaningful. If you see here, they talk about value, how to deliver value. First thing, get the mindset. Then how to deliver value to the customer. Then understand the people around you, stakeholders. When I say stakeholders, stakeholder is a superset. Stakeholder involves all the people in the project. If you learned in PMP also, all the people in the project. In that, there is something called team, your team. Okay. We understand stakeholders and we understand team also. It may not go like a traditional project management, a lot of content about people handling. No, here we have a lot of philosophy. Philosophy will be here, how to listen properly, how to have an emotional intelligence, how a team is getting formed. As agile leader, how to collaborate with the team to give results. Some Japanese format is there, Shuhari. Definitely Tuckman rule is there. We'll talk about Tuckman rule, what Tuckman says about team formation, right? Emotional intelligence, those factors starts coming in. So these two also agile mindset, being agile. So if you see here, this is also being agile, this is also being agile. But only when it comes here, doing agile comes. So 5th chapter only, you will see doing agile. But I like this chapter very much because my junior resources many times come and ask this question. Shriram, how to estimate the story? Shriram, tell me how the story will be divided, how to write a user story. I'll tell this is one portion of agile. Okay, in exam also, they kept it as a minor question. That is why in exam, you'll get a lot of conceptual questions because it's all mindset, full of theoretical mindset, right? Are you with me? You're getting me the points? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. So I may give you some writing habits. If you see that communication board, if you're not, you will get the communication from Rahul. Some writing habits are given there. That's going to really help you to get the hold of the subject. Please do the writing habits. Some of you with me from PMP days, you know that we write a lot, right? Anybody here from PMP days with me and you feel that writing helped you? Did you felt, yeah, it gave me some hold? Okay, there are some people say, yes, it gave me hold. Okay. Some really curse me. This guy, this institute keep forcing us to write. But again, it's okay. If you really want to stay in the subconscious mind, I will ask for writing. So, why you keep on talking conscious, subconscious? Maybe I read too much about human brain and psychology. One thing I understood is if you want to take something to subconscious mind, you have to practice it consciously. Man, for subconscious, you have to be conscious. Yes, you have to be conscious. Only when you practice consciously, it will go to subconscious mind. Only when consciously, I know there is an accelerator, there is a brake, that is a steering, that's a gearbox. Consciously keep telling. When I started driving my car first time, I'm in driving school, I was so surprised. There is a brake, there is a clutch, there is an accelerator, 3 things, only 2 legs are there. How do you do that? I mean, I'm talking about the manual car. And acceleration, and you have to see the steering, you have to hold, see the mirror, side mirror. The driver next coder keep on pushing you, the driving school guy. See that, do this. You consciously do it for 1 month. After 1 month, it becomes subconscious. It goes to subconscious. So that's a primary reason I request you to write down, which is very successful for me. Maybe it helps you, right? So start writing that assignments in the sheet. I'll follow up with you on that. We may spend another 5 minutes, then we'll go for a break. Nearly 1 hour you're listening to me, more than 1 hour, 15 minutes. In 5-10 minutes, we'll go for a break. You can go for your breakfast. So now, books referred. PMI Institute, the Project Management Institute, has given you some bunch of books for your preparation. God, man, these many books, will they give me? Will they courier me? Nothing. They will give only the name. You have to search and read. Okay. So what I think is, if you see, can somebody make a quick count out and tell me how many books you see here? How many books you see here? Try your mathematic knowledge. Quick check. 10, 15. 12 books are there. Okay. 12 books are there. For 120 questions, you want to read 12 books. You will feel, man, do I? I will say no. I'll tell some books, read that. That's enough. Primary book, Agile Practice Guide, which is released by PMI Institute. This is part of your PMBOK 6th edition, last 150 pages. Or it comes as a separate book in the market, very cheap. You can buy it online, very cheap market book. You can buy it, worth it. Every rupee you spend on the book is worth it. Or you like PDF, you get it. You can just download and start reading. Okay, this is one book I would recommend you to read. So, you know, what about other books? Other books, I'll tell you. These 3 books I always recommend for preparation. First one is PMI-ACP book by Mike Griffith. This person is so nice person. He written an amazing book. Really worth the book. Should be 300 or 400 pages. The beauty of this book is it's purely based on exam content outline and exactly 7 chapters properly explained step by step. And every chapter, 7 chapters, each chapter will have 25 to 30 practice questions. I'll repeat again. Nobody can imitate PMI questions. They try to explain you some concepts through questions. So you will have chapter questions there. You can use this book as a primary reading habit. Just now I showed you Agile Practice Guide. Agile Practice Guide makes ground very clear. They explain from where Agile came, lean management, Kanban, Agile Model, what is Scrum, what is Kanban, what is XP. They'll explain all. They explain what is a servant leadership very well in chapter number 4, I believe. In chapter number 3, they talk about the hybrid model, Agile model, right? Chapter number 2, they explain why Agile came in. Why Agile is needed. Can't we survive without Agile? So they'll explain all those concepts there. This is a wonderful book to read. I would recommend make it as a first book to start reading. First, complete this. You will get a hold of the subject. Then go to ACP preparation. These 2 enough to clear the exam. But Shriram, I'm not, my hunger is pretty high. I want to learn more. I want to get more depth. If you feel that, go to the book Essential Scrum. This book is by Rubin. Amazing book. This guy explained about the Scrum specifically because Scrum is one of the biggest methodology under Agile umbrella. Rubin has explained really, really, really well. Has a lot of concepts much deep inside. You will really love it. But more focus on Scrum only. It won't talk about lean. It will not talk about Kanban. It will not talk about XP. It will talk only Scrum. But Scrum is used 60% in the market. So I recommend this book also, a really good book. For exam clearing, first 2 books are really good. This is so good. But you want to go a little more deep, understand the concepts much more further, you can read this. But these 3 books, enough to make yourself a master in Agile. Not just a student, master. You can class in your corporate, any meeting, you can open up and start talking. That's how it is. Content is. Are you good? Did you got some books, information? Okay, there are some questions. Do we soft copy of Agile Practice Guide? It's all available, Roland. See, whatever books I'm showing, just available in the Google. Go and Google it, you will get it. If you are a guy who likes reading in the laptop, good. If not, I would recommend you to have a hard copy. It's available in the market. Some people print it. It's up to your choice. But again, it's up to you. But it's all copyrighted books. I will request you to go for the authentic book and start reading. Books wise, don't worry. All these books are available in the market. If possible, buy them online as an original copy, which has a more value. Right? You have to spend something for your study purpose. I keep spending every 3 months buying some books. Why? The reason is I used to tell that every year you have to allocate some fund for yourself for a reading purpose. It should be your classes learning. It should be some books purchase. Please spend some money. We spend some money for t-shirts, shoes, watch. Same way for the books also. Please collect some books for your reading purpose. Anytime it will be useful, right? That's very important. Thanks for asking those questions. A little more. Any exam questions, please keep asking. Let me move furthermore. Here we have ACP application. As I said earlier, we have to show 8 months of Agile, 1 year of non-Agile. I have given some templates to follow. Anybody who registered with us would have got a shared drive. In the shared drive, you will see some sample application. You have to just see that application, fill the form. I'll take care of the rest of the activities. We'll work this out as the weeks move forward, not now. I'll remind you again on the 3rd week, ask you to fill the form, not now. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, we're going to start the subject. Now only 1 hour gone, Shyam. Now only going to start the subject. Yes, because we have to set the ground, right? See, I know this in this room, if I have 20 people, some of their advanced knowledge in Agile, some are very new. So I have to bring everybody to common ground. That's why I spend some time. Now the subject starts from here. After the break, probably we'll do that. Before I go, anybody here having other Agile certificates with you, like Scaled Agile, like CSM or CSPO? Anybody here who hold other certificates, who has some knowledge? CSM, Roland says CSM, CSPO. Very good. Okay, great. Which timeline you did it, Roland? CSM, CSPO this year, last year? Venkat says CSM. Very good, Venkat. Good to know.
19 and 20.
Oh, very recently you did. CSPO is a little tougher, I believe, right? You have to spend some time.
Then I'm not in that area, so it was difficult for me.
It's slightly hard, what I heard. It's not that easy, but again, worth it doing. CSPO is worth it doing. Great. So Venkat, when is your last year you did? Okay, very good. I think this COVID made us to learn a lot of stuff. Did you understood that? I think I found myself reading a lot of content last 1 year. Smiju says CSM 2018. Very good. Very good. Very good. I don't know how many people utilize a time like this. At least I made the basement 4 or 5 years back that every year I have to read something. So that enforced me in the lockdown, staying home. Now I'm having books bundled with me. I keep buying books and keeping there. I don't read all the books all the time, but at least I take a few pages to flip it and see what it is. It gives some strength, right? So I'll tell you, if you want to gain self-confidence in life, I'll tell you, read something on your domain, on your life. Confidence will boost up. Take any book on your knowledge. Maybe automobile, read about automobile, how it works. If a finance guy, how finance works. Read about something like that for 1 hour, 2 hours. Within some time, you'll feel, okay, good, I'm gaining knowledge. That's how a human being is, right? Gain knowledge, you'll gain good thing. Fantastic. So what we do is we'll take a 15 minutes break from now. Catch up some refreshment, take a phone calls, attend the emails, come back. We're going to start with the first domain, Agile principles and mindset. After the break, we have 1 hour, 30 minutes. In 1 hour, 30 minutes, a good chunk of basic Agile knowledge we're going to learn. And then we'll move forward for tomorrow, where we'll have some more learning here and a small workshop. I'll give a project, ask you to decide certain things based on your knowledge. As a team, like what we split it to, right? We have 2 teams. The same way 2 teams we'll have tomorrow. We'll work on the project. So let's start the Agile mindset discussion post this break. Before we go for the break, any major question can be answered? Okay, I think most of you know with us, you can ask question anytime. Again, post the class, I'll spend another 30 minutes with you. You can ask a lot of questions, right? So now let's go for a 15 minutes break. Catch up a good breakfast, dinner, and come back, we'll join. Thanks for being here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Hope the break was useful. You catch up some refreshment. Is breakfast ready for some of you if you're in India? It's picking 9 a.m. Usually weekend will be slightly late start at the kitchen side. Okay. If you get it here, not it. Karthik says not it. It's so tough, right? If you're going to ask them to look at you, hey, you may be delivery manager, you may be senior manager. Once it comes here, one day I have to put dosa for you. So you have to wait for me. Okay. Okay, Venkat says informed early, so breakfast ready. Okay, he handled some mitigation strategy of risk management, right? If not, it won't work, right? Okay, yeah, family thing is big stuff. And again, I tell that the kitchen is one of the greatest project management learning spot. Many ask me, Shriram, how to get the grip of project management? Go and work in the kitchen, or at least watch how the food is getting ready. You will completely understand project management. It be adaptive, predictive, hybrid model, whatever model you want, you can learn there. So that's a nice place of learning. Okay, with this, let's get inside. Where are we? Here it is. Just confirm audio, video, and screen share is good for you. All good. Perfect. Let's go. Perfect. Great. There is something called exam content outline. Wait, I have to share that also, right? Give me a second. I'll bring the exam content outline for you. Exam content outline. I think I got it. Okay, here it is. So what I do is, I would recommend everybody to see the content outline once. This will be in a share folder. If it is not, it's available in PMI.org. It's a free downloadable. I'll try to get this for you. Now, what I told you is, if you go down, in December 2014, they published it. We are following the same process, no change in this. PMI never announced any change in this year, next year. So far, nothing is planned. We will proceed as we are. Okay. Usually, PMI announces anything at least in a year before or 6 months before. So far, no announcement. So this is where you get this 7 domains, which you have to prepare for exam. These 7 domains, you can read in any books. But again, we said Mike Griffith makes a sensible book, so we are reading it. Something about agile things will be explained here. And right. PMP. Okay. Okay, something I want to show you. I'm searching for it. Okay, I'm not getting that content. Okay, I'm not seeing that content. What I want to show you. Okay, let's leave this. Let's go to this area. So this area, I want you to read it. I will share it as a writing assignment for you at least once in a week if you can write. They have explained each domain, what is the expectation out of it. If I say domain 1, that is chapter 1, it has a 9 sub-items, 9 tasks. Explore, embrace, and apply agile principles and mindset within the context of the project team and organization. Within your organization and team, how to apply. This is what we're going to talk. Under this only, you're going to learn agile principles and mindset. And we're going to explore some of the agile concepts here. Scrum, Kanban, XP, all will happen, right? And again, what to do for value-driven delivery, what to do for stakeholder engagement. I would tell, please read this at least once or twice as you want to get the hold of what can you expect in the examination. Also, what is expected in the market for agile. Both you'll get a clarity. Okay. And how it is explained is this is called outline. In outline, they will take this nine items. You can see 9. Okay, task 1 to 9. In 1 to 9, there is a set of information given. Your exam questions will be targeted based on this. So, but don't expect, if I say support change at the system and organization, will the question come from here? No, this is just a headline. It's a headline, how a question, what area question should come from, what area you have to be prepared. That is what they explain. So anybody who prepare a new book in the market, they will go through this content and they prepare a own book in the market. Like that only, Mike Griffith has prepared the book which you have, PMI-ACP. He would have spent time along with the same. Mike means it's not only Mike, right? They will have 15, 20 people to write a book. It's not be one person. 15, 20 people will sit and read all this content. Everybody will give a subject. Mike Griffith may organize the content and release a book. It's all industry thing, right? Because it's not a one-person effort. So all this happens as a team. So they went through all this content and the book comes out for you. Like this, you have for domain 2. Then you will go for domain 3, domain 4. One by one it goes. It's pretty hard to read all. It's a little tough because a lot of content here. You cannot read it. Rather, I will tell that let's spend time in this area. This area. This 7th thing, I would expect you to read and write at least once or twice. So you get the hold of the subject. Yeah, that's important. Okay, Tarun is putting a question. Tarun, what's the question, Tarun? I'm coming to Tarun. Okay, Tarun is asking, stakeholder engagement chapter similar to PMP we read. Yep, recent PMP. I will not tell the PMP of 2020, 2021 PMP. It is close to that, but you will not have stakeholder register. You will not write a separate plan for engagement. It will be a little lighter version of what you read in the PMP books. Yeah. So certain things you'll see more lighter version. It won't go more deep inside. Hope that answers you. Let's move a little more. Let's go some more. Okay, now domain 1, as I said, domain 1 talks about mindsets and principle, purely mindset, how to think in agile way. Right? I said 2 things, right? Being agile, doing agile. Doing agile, you will see only in the 5th chapter. Mostly you will see being agile, how to be an agile thought process. So you will have something on the framework explained. You will have some principles, manifesto of agile being explained. We will have Kanban. We will have a leadership thought process. We will have a lean, Scrum, extreme programming, something on servant leader. These are all going to be part of this. Okay, this is what we're going to learn in the first domain. Let's go a little more. Let's take a question here or a thought process, right, to understand how to think in this angle. Read this and try to tell me what you think about it. So what is the thought? The capital project is one the organization has performed many times in the past for other cities. The objective is to replace all the old metal pipes under streets. Which method would you recommend? Scope is clear. Okay, Soundria says scope is clear, and Venkat says predictive life cycle, and I'm hearing Karthik says predictive. Okay, predictive waterfall model. Okay, sequential way. Smiji says it could be sequential as a waterfall model. So now what I'm hearing is you are telling the scope details are pretty clear. When you say pretty clear, it's giving clarity of what we want to do. How do you know that in this question? If you ask me, there are certain terms used here, right? Like performed many times. Why I have to put this is in some of the projects, if you're done earlier, you have a clarity of how things will work. So that's going to give more advantage past for other cities. So you take the lessons learned, you can start predicting things, predictive approach, how things will look like. So there comes a predictive or plan-driven approach. That's all the naming convention, almost same. You can call it as a predictive, you can call it as plan-driven, you can call it as a sequential, you can call it as a waterfall model, and a lot of names, but a good industry standard, they use a word of predictive or plan-driven. Right? That's how it is. Now, why I have to show this is most of the projects in the world, what you see externally happening, physical related works, many of them are performed many times, again and again. So we sometimes know what to do, how to do, we go for predictive approach. Even though it looks pretty bigger, mass in size, a lot of people involved, still the predictions will be very high. For example, I'm staying in a place in Bangalore where there is a big construction happening in next to my place. Okay, very big. They took nearly 1.5 years for a basement. Just for basement, they took 1.5 years. Now I'm seeing at least a building has come a little high up to the ground level. Under the ground, they went at least, I don't know how many floors they went down. Now they started doing basement. I can see that parking slot, that slope is happening. They're putting the slope work. I mean, you know that the big shopping malls or big IT companies, big buildings, they'll have a parking slot like a slope going on. That's happening now. Even though it looks pretty heavy and big, many things will be predicted. They planned it in advance, what to do. Because you cannot randomly change these things. I'm seeing on the east facing, they are doing on the parking slot side. Suddenly a customer cannot come and tell, make this parking slot going on a west facing. You cannot change it, right? You cannot lift and shift. It's not that easy. Many things happens based on that plan. Now, coming back, predictive is a good method when you know things in advance. Okay, let's go a little more. Take a thought here. What is a keyword when you read this paragraph? Okay, Venkat says it's adaptive. What do you think the key thing, what you see in this question? Get user feedback. Fantastic. Fantastic. Soundarya and Rich got the point. They're telling that, hey, let's get the feedback first. Feedback. The moment you start getting feedback, what happens is you are keeping your doors open. What do you mean by doors open is, I'm giving the flexibility, give me the feedback, I will accommodate it. See, when you shut down the feedback cycle, what happens is you have to go with a pre-assumed information. Maybe right, maybe wrong. It has both a probability. Okay, but feedback cycle opens the things. I'm seeing iterative, adaptive as answers, but overall I'll call it as an where you can go for an agile model. Let's go more about iterative, incremental in some time. But to understand agile is a model where you can see what you can see here is features and functions that must be updated, as well as more learned from community feedback, more learned. This area, I'd be a little careful, learned. I want to see more details as I go deep inside. As I progress, I will learn more. We do have some projects in our day-to-day life where the clarity is not clear when we begin it. As we move forward, we get the clarity, learning process. And this is not only for software, be very clear, this is not only for software. It happens in different industry where you have to learn as things progress. So well said, most of you captured up Agile. Let me explain more on Agile going forward. Okay, first thing, what I want to explain you. I want to share that what we saw now, that is about the sequential, waterfall, or you call as predictive, the naming convention of what we use, nothing but you define it properly. When I say define, we elaborate it. We may spend 2 months, 3 months, sometimes they spend 1 year of time. For example, in India, they're planning for a bullet train. The bullet train discussion, I started hearing 2 years back. Okay. And this is going to happen for next 4 or 5 years, planning itself. Maybe the government will change, new people will come inside, but still the plan will keep going on. Maybe some constraints will get added, some inputs will get added of the new government coming in. But the definition part can take longer time if it's a project is massive and lot of predictability needed there, right? And then they build it over a period of time, that is execution. Then they release to the market, and people start using it. Now here, what they tell here is it's a sequential waterfall model or a plan-driven approach. You plan it well, you do it, you test it, and you go to the market. Okay, there's a value given to the market. This is the way they do. Now here, the risk of the project when it begins pretty less because it's still in the definition state. The moment you start working, the moment you release it, the risk starts going higher only in the end of the project, rather being in the beginning of the project. The reason is many things are kept hidden. Many things are not went deep inside. Hey, just a minute. Sorry if there are some loose connections. Okay, now the risk factor happens in the last. You can see if the definition is not done well, chances are you may face a lot of risk in this stage of releasing to the market. The customer can ignore totally, no, I didn't ask for this. The customer can tell this doesn't work, change it this way. Many projects we faced, right? Only on the delivery time, you'll start understanding some problem. There are two sides of this coin. You cannot tell totally this is wrong because the plan-driven approach is something needed when we know the details in advance. And also we know that this can go only stage by stage. You cannot force something before a design get completed. If a construction should happen, proper planning should be there. Ground approval should have been got from the government. Environmental approval should happen. Then the design should happen. Then the work should happen. It's a systematic approach. But when they try to apply this into current model, that is, we talk about software engineering or any technology implementation, there this model started failing. Be a little careful. When we learn this plan-driven approach, don't compare this with the construction or infrastructure projects. Those are still needed of proper planned work. But when they try to copy the waterfall model or sequential model from construction manufacturing to software, it started failing. The reason is the risk couldn't be attended as early as possible. So that's the reason of showing that this doesn't work. But don't take it for granted. This won't work for other area. This other area still it works. Karthik is putting, what is Karthik putting? Let's go. Little confused. Is not risk high at the initiation and risk starts getting lowered as deliverables are accepted? True, Karthik. But what if you don't deliver anything till the last day? For example, Citibank is asking you to come up with a software. They asked you last year. You didn't consult them whatever you did in the last 1.5 years. You are going to give a Citibank software after 1.5 years to the Citibank authorities. Boom, I'm ready. Hold it. Do you think will it have a drastic risk if we didn't discuss in any of this area, whatever you have done so far, and you're going to deliver it only on the last day to the customer? High chances are something may not work, something customer is not happy. So you may carry the risk of uncertainty of not understanding properly, or the value may drop down also, right? That's why they say that this is for knowledge-based projects, not for other project model. Hope that gets you. I'll talk more as I go. Soundria is putting a question. Once the project initiates, everything will be clear. But once it starts, where the risk is increasing, the requirements may change, which is a risk. The priorities may change, which is a risk. The market demand may change, which is a risk. The customer demand may change. Okay, good. Thanks, Soundarya, for those input. I think Karthik would have got some input. Let's move forward. I'll show more. Now, let me go a little more. When you see this, how to attend this is, there is another model, which we call Agile Model, where we define it, we build it and release it in a shorter cycle. Shriram, what is the deal here, man? If you watch it here, we are expecting to have at least 80 to 100% of the work detail in advance, and then you start the work. Rather, we may take 20% of the work, you define it properly, you do the work, and then you release to the market. So I'm giving a small chunk of release to the customer. Instead of giving a big chunk in the last day, I'm giving a small chunk to the customer. The customer tests it and tell, yes, this is what I want, or says, no, that's pathetic, wrong. Either way. Now what happens is a risk, which I don't need to carry till the last day. I can show it to my customer, and the customer can tell some problems, some mistakes, some errors. I can right away find out and fix it. So the risk start reduction. right? That's how it is. If imagine there is a bakery guy getting ready with a birthday cake. The birthday cake is getting ready for last 4 hours. Okay. And after 4 hours, this guy hand over the cake, but we come to know that the cake is not this design what you asked for. The cake is having a different design than what you asked. The flavor is wrong. The name written is wrong. Either of one can be wrong, right? Whereas in this 4 hour, every 1 hour, this guy share you one picture of how the cake is getting ready. Chances are you may give feedback telling that, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want. Every hour you do a small increment of information that helps me not to carry the risk till the last day. Hope that makes sense. So now what happens is we take the next 25% of the work and define it properly, build it and release it. Again, another 40% of the requirement, define it, build it, release it. So this is going to be incremental approach. You start doing this. Is it most successful? For now, it is successful. Still, there are some flaw in this. There are some leakage in this. I'm not saying no. At present, from 2001, this looks good and powerful. Maybe somebody can come after 1-2 years. Maybe you may be the guy who introduced a new methodology. After Agile, something called Agile comes in. We all start following Agile methodology. Really good. Possible. For far now, this method looks good, where you give small increments. Hope that helps you. Let's move a little more. Now, a little background about why you learn this, so that you will get an idea why we talk about this Agile and non-Agile. This person's name is called Winston Royce. So Winston Royce, what he did is, in 1970, Royce proposed a model. He proposed a model called a sequential approach for information technology on knowledge-based project. What he proposed is, anything you do, you start with a proper requirement, then you design it, you construct it, you integrate it, test it, install it, maintain it. He mentioned this is how we can do so that the results can be better. He didn't name them he didn't mention it's waterfall. He mentioned it as a sequential approach. But somewhere somebody picked up this term called waterfall model. Even now, nobody knows who picked up this model name. Okay, it's called waterfall model. Now, when he written this article, he published something like this. He said that, I believe this concept, but the implementation described above is risky and invites failure. This is what he written in 1970 for the sequential, or what you call as waterfall model. He said this model is fine because he picked up this model from construction and manufacturing industry. In construction and manufacturing industry, they plan things very in advance, they design it and they deliver it. This is how they planned it. Same way he copied that and used for information technology in the year 1970. And also he mentioned there is some risk in this. And now that risk is evident that you cannot plan everything in advance. You have to plan portion of it. That is where Agile birthplace starts happening. So if you want to remember something about waterfall or a sequential, you have to remember Winston Royce, who proposed this idea. Sure, what is a big deal, man? This is very easy. Why he has to propose? You can tell today, 1960s and 70s, nobody has knowledge. By the time the computerized system started getting boom, 1970, you started a computer boom. Man, I don't even know. I thought in 2010 or 2000, Y2K, after that we got all this yo-yo. If you feel like that, that's wrong. It's there for a long time. I'll talk some more evidence for you. Who decides items of particular iteration? Product owner. We have to talk more about that, Damodar. For a quick information, yes, you are right. Right? Let's go. There are a lot more to cover in this area. I'll come for that. Okay, let's move a little more. Now, some idea about Agile. I showed something on waterfall and sequential. Let's understand something on Agile. See, Agile origin starts years back in 1950s, 1960s, 86, 1990. Only in 2001, we got this manifesto. The manifesto means 4 rules written for Agile. This was written in 2001. So until then, even 1950s, they started, even the US Defense Force or NASA, they started using iterative incremental, which you are doing today. And one interesting thing is Takuchi and Nonoka. these two people published a paper. The paper is called New Product Development Model. Okay, here they introduce something called rugby approach. Rugby means it's a sports where they move as a team. They pass the ball, but they won't drop the ball down. They work as a team and collaborated way. They utilize each other's strength and weakness, and they move as a team to complete the goal. They found this looks very interesting, and they found this can be a well mannered way to do the work in corporate, rather having a hierarchical format. One person delegate the work to another person. The other person who got delegated don't understand what to do. This format does not work for at least knowledge-based projects, where this couple or this group, Takuchi Nanoka, they propose this concept. From this concept only, Jeff Sutherland picked up and written something called Scrum methodology. Scrum comes from these concepts, but they didn't give a credit to them, but they're taken from there. It is 1986. Scrum, which is a pretty famous now, started from 1986. So that's a knowledge essence they get out of it. And then in 1990s, this is a very peak time in Agile market. In 1990s, as I said, Jeff Sutherland written Scrum, what you see now. Ken Beck, there is a guy, he written something called XP, Extreme Programming. And we have few more methods like DSDM, test-driven development, a lot are there. 1990s to 2000, the 10 years, a peak year. In this 10 year, everybody started talking how to handle the project. The traditional way is not working. You cannot plan everything, design everything, do the work. It won't work. We need something new. They started talking about it. And that outcome is what in 2001, the owners of all this methodology joined on February 2001 in a place in US, and they decided, okay, you are from Scrum, you are from XP, you are from lean management, you are from Kanban. Let's come to a common ground. Let's frame something. Then when they framed it, that's called manifesto, right? I'm going to show that. Now, before I go there, I want to give a little heads up about Agile, because what you see here, it's all US history. Okay, US. You know, US knows how to market things, but actual original owner, you should know who is the owner of it. In there is a name given here. Okay, there's a name, Little Boy Fat Man. Have you heard this name somewhere? Little Boy Fat Man. It's a common normal name, right? Have anybody heard about it? Okay. If you know 1945, if you know 1945, something happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay. In 1945, August 6, there was a one atomic bomb deployed into Hiroshima. That bomb name is called Little Boy. The bomb name is Little Boy. Seriously, Shriram, are you kidding me? The bomb name is Little Boy? Yes, it is Little Boy. They deployed on August 6th and devastating. It's so much happened there, and almost Japan shook. And then they said, let's just surrender. That's a status they were. They're about to surrender. And America had a next plan. August 11th, they want to deploy one more bomb. That name is called Fat Man. Fat Man. I think it's a nuclear one. It's a Fat Man. One is atomic, other was nuclear, I believe. Fat Man is a bomb name. Supposed to deliver on August 11. Like sometime you get Amazon delivery, right? Prepone the delivery. I know it's very bad to say, but America, what they did is they preponed 2 days earlier to deliver this bomb in Nagasaki. And then they deployed the bomb name Fat Man. So Little Boy and Fat Man put Japan totally down, and the whole world war come to a stop. Hold on, hold. Okay, it's end. Now what happened is, okay, that's a story. There's a big story behind this, after which how Japan, king by the time, surrendered, and what are the treaty they signed between them. And after that, Japan don't have a full-fledged army. Still now, America is the one country support them for the army. Even China tries something with Japan, America will come forward because they gave a word that we will support you because of this incident. Now this incident, America felt bad. They felt, okay, let's support Japan. Now the doors are open for Japan after this. What America invited is, Japan, you can do business with us. you can have a free trade with us, travel to in America, learn things out of working. Now, after this 1945, 1946, 47, Japanese used to travel to America to learn how things are working. They learn a lot of General Motors, Ford, how they're doing things, and come back to their country, start doing business. Now, one thing they learned by the time is automobile is very important. This is the manufacturing of cars. So Japanese came back to their country and start doing the cars. But the problem here with Japanese is due to World War and due to many disasters, they don't have qualified engineers with them. They don't have all the infrastructure with them to do a work in a one shot. They take a car, they cannot complete fully. They have a lot of blockers. So what Japanese introduced is, by the time they use something called iterative and incremental approach in 1945, 46, 47 timeline to do how to do the development of manufacturing or construction, iterative way they do, because that's a knowledge they have, that's a people they have, that's a material they have. So the starting point of what you learn today are all from Japanese model, or sometimes they use the word Kaizen. Have you heard about the Kaizen? Small improvement. If you heard about the word Kaizen, you will get it, right? Kaizen is a model. So from there it originated. Okay. Then US catched up from there. US know how to utilize the best knowledge. They used it, and US know how to market it. They made a good marketing in 2001, and today everything is branded with them. You can see PMP is with them, Scaled Agile with them, CSM with them. They took everything. They know how to market it. They know how to sell the product. They're selling it. If not, the originality is all from Japan. Okay, mostly. That is why you will see the essence from lean management. Okay, let's not fight about the originality now, because Japan never bother about it. Japan, good thing is they'll give quality things, but they don't expect anything out of it. They'll tell it's okay, get lost, use it, right? So most of the things what you see are copied from Japan. So Japan means, high quality. Okay, let's go to that. Now, in this year 2001, they kept in mind certain things like lean. They kept in mind Kanban. They kept in mind. These two are very important. These two come from the manufacturing industry primarily. Lean is there from years back. Nothing new. They are from hundreds of years. But lean was highly used in Japan, specifically in Toyota system, in the name of reduction of wastage, elimination of waste, giving value, and there are a few ways I'll talk when I go to lean management. And from there, these all started forming. These all came after this. Okay, let's start seeing furthermore. Okay, that's going good. Now, I'm showing something here as a 2001. In US, something happened. So I gave a big history of 1945, 50, 60, 76, 80, now 2001. In 2001, people, this is a guy for XP, Extreme Programming, Ken Peck. And these two people are for Scrum, Jeff and Ken Scumber. These two people are the one who created the Scrum Masters, Scrum team. And rest all of the people who work on Agile way, Alistair Cockburn is there for Crystal methodology. There are a few methods out there. These are the people in 1990s, very busy, creating their own method of doing the project, Then they all joined together, and this is the place they joined. You can see here, January 2001. This is a big ski resort in the US, a ski resort. Okay, skiing area, ski resort. So there they were all staying there. They're talking to each other, how to do. On Feb, some date, they did this. What they did is, they written something which is going to change the world. What they written is something they primarily pulled from Scrum, also they pulled from XP. In fact, majority of Agile concepts you can see from XP. This is the primary owner of it. Who is the owner of this? There is one guy. Okay, this guy, Ken Beck. He is the one owner of most of the information what you're learning in Agile today. But unfortunately, many credits went to these two people because they brought on the Scrum methodology. Also, these two people copied from 1986, 76 publication from Takuchi Nanako. Okay, but a lot of controversy stories are there, but they know how to put the things down. Due to all stuff, it went down. But the original credit should go to this guy. Did a lot of interesting stuff in Agile. What he did, I'll tell you. Now, what happened is, after all this written down, first thing what I want you to understand is, in the market currently, even though a lot of methods available from 1990, Scrum is the one method which is highly used. And today you see 58%, maybe it can be 60, 65% now. Many companies who use Agile, they don't know what is Agile, they don't know what is Scrum. For them, Scrum, that's it. Okay. So because they think Agile is Scrum, Scrum is Agile. But there are some differences are there. I'll talk about it. For now, understand Scrum is a methodology highly used in the market. And also some people use a Kanban as a methodology. They mix a Scrum and Kanban, it becomes Scrumban. Okay, that's a way they do the things. Okay, yeah, something on this pie chart. Okay, this is what I want to show you. If you watch out here, Lean is the grandfather of all. Lean, under Lean only we do everything. What is in the Lean? Lean talks about delivering value to the customer. It talks about respecting the people around you. It talks about the elimination of waste. It talks about accepting the changes, right? These are the mindset of Lean. It's there from Toyota, and before the Toyota also they have. Some of the books says that it Lean concept are discussed from 14th century. They're there, but again, predominantly utilized in Toyota system. And Kanban came into picture. Kanban started from 1956 timeline, where Taichi Hono from Toyota company who want to do something very effectively for inventory management. Kanban came for inventory management. I'll talk when I go to Kanban system. And from here only we get the essence called Agile. So Agile is not new. They derive from here, all happen. Now, Agile also doesn't come just like that. They returned in the year 2001. Okay, 2001. Seeing what they written, they went through all these methods and pulled out the essence out of it. That is called Agile, right? That's how they written. So for now, what I want you to understand is, you have to understand Lean is a superset. In the Lean, Kanban is one subset. Again, another subset is Agile, right? In this only, one of that is a Scrum methodology. So anybody follows a Lean concept, Kanban concept, Agile concept, or Crystal concept, XP concept, that's a Scrum. They mix things and make out of it, right? Okay, this is going to be your writing habit. I'm going to give this picture for you to draw it at least 2-3 times at home so that you'll get a hold of what all can be in Agile. So tomorrow when you go to bigger forum or interviews or you talk about Agile, you'll have a broad idea from where Agile is coming rather than talking only for the Scrum. Okay, let's understand something more. By the way, up to this, are you good? Are you following with me? Are you comfortable? Are you getting the information? Good, good. Can I assume that you have a paper, pencil, and you're writing some points which you like? You're doing that? Yeah, please do that also. Because while I'm telling the stories, it look like, wow, nice. I like it. I will use it in my corporate. After the class gets over, something this guy said, man, shucks, yeah, I forgot it. Something he said that won't work. So yeah, video recording will be shared with you. But again, how much of patience you have? Drag and listen the video. It won't work, right? So please keep drawing and writing. That makes you better. Fantastic. Great. By the way, these all images are shared with you as assignment in the communication board. Please materialize. Now coming to the choosing of the project. Now, choosing of the project, which one go where? First thing I want you to see, this is called Stacy cycle, Stacy model, Stacy complexity model. Okay, a pretty interesting model. The Stacy model, what they say is requirement uncertainty. The word uncertainty means risk, not clarity there. Technical uncertainty. A project is decided how to do based on two things. One is a requirement uncertainty, technical uncertainty. I think you'll agree, right? Requirement is not clear, confusion. How to do, not clear, confusion. Now, when you see low uncertainty in requirement, it means requirements are pretty clear. No uncertainty. Hey, I want a villa to be constructed, 3 bedrooms, and we have a swimming pool. I need a lawn. I need a terrace. I need a play area for the kids. I need a parking area. Requirement, no uncertainty, almost good. 20% uncertainty can be there. 80% uncertainty is not there. I'm clear what I want. Technical uncertainty, how to implement. I may need a steel, cements, I may need people, I may need this, that, climatic conditions, I may need fluctuation things. If you're clear, it's called simple project. Shriram, man, villa is so big, bridge constructions are so big. Do you think it's simple? As per the books, when the requirement is okay, when the technicality of how to do is also okay, it's called simple project, which can go linear approach. I'm not telling risk won't be there. Risk will be there. It will be there. But these two area is okay. Even a bridge construction, if I give L&T is a big construction in India group. And they have done a lot of projects like this. So there is no technical uncertainty, they're clear. Whereas when you do metro construction, technical uncertainty are there. They have to drill the soil, the underground, bullet train, lot of technical uncertainty, lot of requirement uncertainty. NASA launching a rocket, requirement uncertainty, technical uncertainty. A surgery, lot of technical uncertainty, requirement uncertainty. Requirement uncertainty, portion of requirement will be clear. If not, doctor will not touch the patient. Now coming back here, such projects goes to simple, where you can plan and do things. When the requirement uncertainty increases, when the technical implementation uncertainty increases, it's called complicated, or it can be complex also. There you go for an adaptive approach. Why? By adaptive approach, you're going to give a small portion of work completed to the customer, get the feedback from the customer, and then you start progressing, right? There is some uncertainty. I don't want to do it a big size. I do a small size. I may do a prototype. I may do a small release. Make sure I'm understanding from the customer, and customer also understands only when you do a small portion. When you give a small portion to taste it, I can tell you the taste is nice. Can you do a little more extra? So certain areas, the requirements are not clear. The requirements get clear only when you get closer. Sometimes you go to a restaurant, I may not order all the food at one shot. I'll ask them to bring a soup. We'll taste the soup. Then I get a feel, taste is good. This guy is doing a good job. My requirement also getting clear. I will have a meals here. I will have a starters here. I'll have a proper food here, right? So I may also get clarity as a customer. At the same time, the implementation side, the technical clarity also happens as you start explaining the requirement clearly. And some of the areas we need some R&D on that, research and development. If you watch, high uncertainty in requirement, high uncertain technical factor, fundamentally risk, chaos. So now this kind of project, they'll break into pieces. You heard, right? In some of your team members tell that Shriram is pretty complicated, man. We can't do this. Have you heard this kind of projects in your office? Pretty complicated. I'm struggling hard. And they'll bring somebody from the expert on the market to give some suggestions. And then what they'll tell you, the experts coming in, they divide the work into pieces. That's what will happen. For example, 3 days back, I was talking to one of the manager. And she was telling that, Shriram, some of the work are not moving forward. We have got stuck. When I ask her why it's not moving, she's saying that there is too much of complication in the features and stories we have to implement. And I asked what is happening. She went a little more down and explained, I have an user story, and the user story says 5 points, but the team is working more than 2 sprints, couldn't complete. Then I asked what happened. She says a lot of technical factors which we are not aware. We need some R&D on that. Okay. So best suggestion is, I asked her, can you split that story into 2? The doable portion, let it travel. Non-doable portion, can that become an R&D as another user story? Then she says, yes, that can be tried. We'll try it. After 2 days, I talked to her. They said, yes, that R&D portion, we divided it. The portion which we can do can go forward. Now, what I understood is it's a chaos of too much of requirement uncertainty, too much of technical uncertainty. The answer can be divided into pieces. Chances are it may get clarity. But every time it will work, not sure. But chances are when you divide into pieces, the clarity can happen, right? So now, if you watch here, simple, complicated, complex, chaos. I think you all travel in this place. You may be from any domain, maybe doing any model of project. This is possible. Makes sense, right? Let me show one more. One more. Now, by the way, what I'm doing now is we are in the first domain of Agile principles, and I'm trying to put the mindset for you. Some of the information I picked up from Agile Practice Guide, what you're reading here. because I want you to get the mindset of Agile before doing things. Doing is nothing, it's easy. Sprint, daily stand-up, product owner, Scrum Master, release chain, these all even the 10th student can learn. You have to learn this very importantly. I see some people struggle hard. Can you tell me the role of Agile team member? Can you tell me the product owner? Can you tell me Scrum Master? These all junior resource can do. First, you have to get the mindset of how to think Agile. Once you get this, doing can be pretty easy, right? That's why I'm trying to put this information. Okay, coming back here, degree of change and frequency of delivery can decide your agility. Now we come to agility. In agility, what we are talking here is degree of change. When the changes are pretty low, not much change in your work. And also when your delivery is not frequent, they're telling that give it 3 months once, or maybe final delivery. Then we can go for a predictive approach, many places. When the frequency of delivery is high, we want it very frequently, small deliverables. Change is also going to be high. Chances are you're going to go for an agile model. So the agile model here, when the changes are high, it's iterative. Repeatedly, we're going to get changes. That's an iterative. Until I get clarity, I keep rolling the ball. Iterative. Iterative means repeatedly. Keep on degree of change, keep adding more and more and more, right? Some of the work that tell that I want an application in software which can help me to track people who are impacted by COVID and how many people came out of it. Initially, they start with a very low level of change. Slowly, the change will start mounting as per the things happening in the market, because here the requirement is pretty uncertain. How many times you have seen COVID in our life? This is the first time we are seeing. How much of clarity? Not much clarity. Frequency of change, a lot will be the frequency of delivery will be a lot will be. So that things will get improved more and more. I'm seeing people start shouting, hey, American government is bad, Indian government is bad, China government is bad. Who knows, man? This is all first time happening. If you go on and sit in that seat, you will feel more pain than talking what you do now. Nobody can predict anything. Things can go wrong. Now they're all telling third wave, fourth wave, suddenly nothing will happen. Then they all keep quiet. Oh man, unnecessarily spend the money. Nobody knows this. It's an unpredicted world now. What is happening now? It's easy to comment. When you go and sit as a leader, we will see the pain, how it is. But certain things, risk mitigation is there. Some preparation should be there. The hospital preparation, oxygen preparation, medicine preparation, these all should be there. But the wave angle changing, cyclone changing, nobody can decide. So degree of change is pretty high in current thing. It's the first time we are seeing, right? After 2-3 years, you guys will be pretty expert. You will suggest things better. Now, same that degree of frequency is highly needed in some places, not all the project. When I say degree of delivery, be very watchful. You cannot give delivery in all the project frequently. For example, if I want this villa or building construction should happen, they cannot give me frequent delivery. What they can do is they can complete the work and hand over. But while completing the work, that they can iteratively connect with me regularly. Regularly connect with me. Shriram, I'm making your washroom. Your washroom, I'm putting this kind of tiles and marbles, or this kind of decoration is happening. Do you think it's good or you want more? They can show me some pictures. I can see the pictures. I can come to the place where construction is happening. I can give my inputs until it gets perfect, iterative, repeatedly, until it gets perfect. I'll keep on working with them. Some modular kitchen at home. Modular kitchen is an iterative way. First, they will tell do this kind of part. Then they say slide doors. Then say open door. It should have a spring action. Multiple. They until they get the perfect, they keep an iterative. But they can't give deliverable. What is deliverable? Deliverable is something usable, something highly usable. There are certain things which you can start using from the beginning on the first day. If I take example Zoom, or you can take example of Google Meet. If I take example of Zoom, Zoom is an application. First release could be very audio and video only. Second release can have HD video. Third release can have share the screen. Or if you go to Google Meet, they have introduced very basic features in the beginning. Or if you go to WhatsApp, your WhatsApp is not that great what you use today. It used to be very normal chatting application 2-3 years back. Today you have picture sharing, group chat, group call, all happening. It's all delivery. incremental delivery. So certain things will be incrementally delivered if there is a possibility. In this home construction, they cannot give me incremental delivery. They cannot tell us, Shriram, today use a kitchen and a living room. Okay. 2 weeks later, I'll give you washroom for you. Until then, don't use the washroom. You can stay in the home, don't use the washroom. That's not the case, right? Only the home fully completed, hand over to me the key, I can start using it. So that's incremental and iterative, right? We'll talk more. Tarun is putting a question. But how these changes are going to handle frequently in adaptive cycle? That is what we're going to learn in Agile. How are we going to handle the changes? That's what we have this mindset of handling, right? Tarun, which domain you come from? If I missed to listen to you, let me try to help you. Which domain you come from?
This is St. James's Park.
Construction, pretty good. I observed it, right? So when you say how changes are going to handle frequently in adaptive cycle, now what happened is, I'll give you a heads up because the whole system is going to talk about this change only. What happened is the changes is expected in agile projects. Why it's expected? Because we will not plan everything in advance to start the work. We will plan a portion of work to do. And meantime, we expect changes to come. When I say changes, could be of new features getting added. Maybe the look and feel want to be changed. Maybe the quality should be changed. So these changes comes in. You can adapt is using technology. You can adapt it using people's efficiency. So changes as it comes regularly, still the customer prioritize which change should go first. Here is a lock there. I have to talk this when I go deep inside. Changes keep coming in. If you don't have somebody to prioritize, the whole system will collapse because it's a human nature. If somebody is changing, we'll keep on giving changes. Tell them, do this, do that, do that. But if you have a priority plate in front of you, you can give change, but be very reasonable. In the next 10 days, which change you want first or which feature you want first. And when you have a prioritization properly done, chances are changes won't be haphazard changer, will be a reasonable change, right? Okay, I'll explain some of the videos here. Let's get the knowledge one by one because there's a whole system we're going to talk about this stuff. Okay, there is a video I'm going to play now. I want you to observe this video, an analogy about Agile model. Check if you have sounds coming good. Full sound. Yes, I have volume.
Home of Newcastle United Football Club. I was born in Newcastle and grew up a few miles out of town. In Newcastle, they say that football isn't life or death. It's more important than that. Alas, my own football skills were distinctly lacking. But there was a game we'd play at the back of the classroom when the teacher wasn't looking. Football. Kind of. I'm sketchy on the rules. I guess we'd take turns to get across the pitch and...
Nice strike! Oh, better than nice! Wonderful!
It struck me recently that the game is a rather lovely demonstration of Agile. We have value delivered in small increments as the ball makes its way up the pitch. And we have the opportunity to course correct. Turns out that it's easy to recover from a wayward first kick. It's taken me decades to work out how to really play this game. Now, where did I put my special pencil? Ah, here it is. My turn. Ready, aim. Aim some more, and...
Good shot, it's in! Final minutes!
As I'm sure you've guessed, this enormous pencil represents a waterfall approach. It's an all eggs in one basket approach. We design, build and test this Leviathan and launch it onto the world. It's either a big hit or a big miss. No second chances. If our aim is true, if the playing field is flat, if the goalposts don't move, we're on to a winner. But for me, that's an awful lot of ifs, an awful lot of risk. In an uncertain world, the enormous pencil starts to look less like an unfair advantage and more like a big-ass liability. In an uncertain world, we need a pencil that's more, what's the right word? Agile. With this small but perfectly formed agile pencil, our aim doesn't need to be true, the playing field doesn't need to be flat, and the goalposts don't need to stay put. All that we're really required to do is keep kicking.
Oh, what about that?
So what did you make of the what is agile pencil analogy?
I think this video would have given some hint. What is the take from this video from your side? If you are from non-agile, agile background, they give an analogy with a pencil and a game. What is your one take out of this video for you? Are you going to use a full planned one, or any specific take for you from this one set of small increment? Okay, keep kicking, small step to reach the goal. Very good, very good. I think that's a point, right? Small steps and keep kicking, and don't try to plan too much if you don't have a clarity, right? And everything is going to be flat, everything is be clear, chances a plan may work. But this does not fit into all the industry. I'll give that information also. You cannot expect this will work in all the industry, but some places you need a good planning. You need a proper planning to start the design work, architectural work. Basement should be done properly. Blueprint should be done properly. So some areas still we need that grid planning. But generally, when I see this video, I get a feel that don't try to pull everything at one shot. Rather go one step at a time, but at the same time have a big picture in your mind. Big picture is how to score the goal. That is clear. At the same time, I'll keep moving one step at a time. Chances are you can correct your mistakes. Chances are you can course correct your progress. You can change the direction where we go. Great. Sandeep says we can correct the goal's direction at any point of time. Perfect. Roland says hit the goal with a small chunk of work. Perfect. Right. So now this allows to make you some changes adaptable. As you go small movement, chances are your eyes are pretty clear what you're going to achieve. So chances are you can start making some changes accordingly. Right. You take a feedback, make a corrections accordingly. Perfect. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. I think you all are getting the point, getting the info. Let's move a little more.
This.
Now, there is something called Agile Triangle. Okay. This is the most debated triangle in the market. If you see here, this is a traditional triangle. Still, it is more valid. There is something called fixed. There is something not fixed variable. We usually call this triangle triple constraints. Scope is well defined. Based on the scope, timeline, cost is also planned. So over a period of time, in order to achieve this scope, your time will be expanded, cost will be added because the resource comes into, new risk comes into picture. In order to achieve this scope, we expand the timeline, we expand the cost. How many of you tell that that's right? In order to achieve a requirement, we keep expanding. Do you feel that? Have you felt that? In order to achieve this requirement, which is planned 6 months back, 1 year back, we start adding more timeline and more people, and we sometimes don't know whether all this requirement are important. But some industries still it is worth. I'm not saying no. If I take example of construction or infrastructure or any design system, that's expected. You have to complete this at any cost. Have you heard about this? You have to complete at any cost. It means this is important for me. You add more time, more cost, I don't bother, keep doing. But in this model, what we try to do is we try to bring time and cost within the plan, what we made earlier. using certain methodology of compression techniques, using some method of cutting the cost, right? Those things we all do. Now in Agile, how do we see this in Agile? In Agile, what they see here is, instead of keeping the scope fixed, they keep time and cost fixed. They say time and cost fixed. Within next release, within next sprint, within $1,000, what you can achieve. It's called time boxing. It's called time boxing. The time boxing is applied here. Time boxing gives a time, hey, within this time, what you can do. Whatever you can do within this time, do it. Now comes the game here. You have to be careful here. Now what happens is, when you say within this time, it could be 10 days, that is one sprint, or it could be one release. A release can be 3 months of time. Okay. Within this time, the cost could be $10,000 because the number of people involved can be like that. Now point is, within this time, within this cost, what you want, I'm keeping it open variable, but I'm giving this rights to somebody called product owner. A product owner is a customer representative. Customer representative. So now I'm giving, there is a tight time box. Within this time, within this cost, what best you want. Here, the value of what to be delivered is decided by the customer himself. When the customer knows this is the time, this is the cost, in this best I can get out of it, they'll give the top important priority needed in the market right now. That's a beauty, right? Here, the scope is given to the project manager. The project manager decides which one has to be done. They play with the time and cost accordingly as per their knowledge. Nothing wrong in it. Because here the customer stands somewhere else. Customer gives the requirement and forget it. Only the PM complete the work and hand over back again. In between, they can come and visit and check it. But here in this model, the product owners stay in your premises regularly, because I'm going to work in a shorter time scale, 10 days, 10 days, 20 days, 20 days, or 6 months work totally. Now, why this is happening? Okay. To explain why, I believe you should know about Parkinson's law. If somebody heard about Parkinson's law, in Parkinson's law, what happened is work expands to the time available. Have you heard about it? Work expands to the time available. Now, this work, you may expand to the time. If, an example, I have some set of work, but I have 4 hours with me. The work is supposed to complete in 2 hours, but I'll go a little slow. Why we should rush? I have 4 hours. I'll do aram se. We'll expand it. So Parkinson's law was published in 1956 or 1970. He made as a fun statement in one of the economic forum that became a famous law. Parkinson's. His full name is something Cyril, some name Parkinson's. It's interesting law. Reverse of Parkinson's law is, the law says your time can shrink, your work can shrink according to the time. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for muting yourself. Okay. Now what happens is your time can shrink or work can shrink according to the time. For example, if I say only 10 days you have, within this 10 days you have to complete this work, you will choose the best among that and do the work, rather pulling all the work. Now this two triangle, the triangle of what you see on left side, it's good for predictive nature projects. On adaptive nature projects, the right side is good. Right. And if you talk about this in internet, there are some people keep fighting for this. Many started arguing this is totally wrong. Until you don't understand the agile mindset, this will look like wrong. This came in 1994 in a method called DSDM, Dynamic System Development Method. Dynamic System Development Method. It was published in 1994, before even you thought about agile in 2001. There, somebody has written about this concept, telling that when you have the time and cost planned as a time box, you can decide the value-based requirement properly in a smaller life cycle to deliver value. Right? That's how it is. Okay, hope that gives you some idea. Let's see some thoughts here. There are some questions. Venkat is pushing fixed cost and time and materials applicable in Agile project. Yeah, applicable, right? See, this is fixed cost and other project details goes above this level. Okay, one thing I want to clarify you. Let me clarify something. Don't get confused with that area, because any project signs, there is something called SOW. There is something called statement of work. There is an agreement getting signed between the two companies. There is a company A and company B. Here, when they sign SOW, there will be a detail of what work to be done. For example, if I want to do a banking system, let's say State Bank of India, SBI. SBI want to do a software system. High level, there will be a rough estimation, rough order of magnitude. A estimation will happen. Based on that, the project can go for 5 million. For this 5 million, a contract will be signed. This can be fixed bid contract. See, this level and time and material, you no need to worry. Any project works the same model only. Below this, we start collecting the requirements. Then we start putting into WBS. Then we start doing the activities. Then we start planning the schedule of the project, then cost of the project, then risk of the project. This is we do in a traditional way, right? Rather, what we do here in the Agile model, what we do, instead of doing this format, after this stage, they do something called product backlog. Product backlog. If somebody attended the classes yesterday in YouTube, I was explaining about what is product backlog. So product backlog is nothing but collection of all the work to be done. Here, some work will be still in rough order of magnitude. That is called as t-shirt sizing. They'll say XL, they will tell large, small. I don't want to go to this level. I'm still working on your mindset of Agile, right? So for your information, first understand the basic mindset. Then I'll start explaining other factors. Fixed cost and time and material still work for Agile projects, okay? Okay, hope that helps you. Tarun is putting question. So there is no role for project manager in Agile. This question constantly comes for last 15 years. Okay, worry is, will I lose my job? That's a problem. Okay, problem is understanding. So project manager is a role which will help to understand the whole detail of the work and handle it single-handedly. One-man army. One-man army. This model of work has gone a long time back, even before you and me born in this world. It was there till 1990s or 1980s until 2000, decent time. But now, even though you call yourself as project manager, please observe well, are you doing all alone yourself, or you have a team always helping you? I will tell this will be the truth. Even though your tag says project manager, many a times you send a mail for your information, for your attention. You are only halfway working in the project. You are not working with the real project manager who does 40 years back. They do everything. They do the scheduling, they do the costing, they do the planning, they do the designing, they work with the team. Those managers are gone, dead, retired. You and me not at all doing this. If that's the case, there is no question of do the project manager role is there or not. Already you are halfway, half manager only. If that's the case, when you go to Agile, Agile specifically starts telling that you can be a project manager, but have a team which is empowered. Empowered. They will do their own work. You have to just guide them. Guide them. This is what you have to do. I believe most of you doing this. Do anybody agree that you are doing end-to-end in all the project? If you call yourself project manager, to my knowledge, at least I don't see last 20 years, I don't see somebody does all the work. It's not happening. It's not happening. Those managers are gone. Those years are gone. The need is itself not there because we have a lot of automation into the concept. You may be construction, you may be automobile, software, doctor, engineer. Many automation came into picture. Only with the team you're already working. Do you agree? You are working with the team already. Huh? So when you have working with the team already, you're already an agile person only. So you no need to worry, will I have a project manager, agile manager? Both are same only, already you're doing it. But what happened is agile specifically uses a certain terminology called servant leader. I'll talk when I go to the segment. For information, project manager current world are team-based managers, which you do unconsciously. Agile project manager, they expect you to consciously. That's the difference I see personally. If not, I don't see. I'm also in the industry. I worked in Verizon for 12 years. I'm working in the industry for 20 years. I've done a lot of projects. I'll be honest, I have not done any one project fully. I'm a project manager, everything I don't do. Always I need a team around me. Always I have to empower the team. But the way of empowerment has changed in the last 5, 6 years or 10 years. 2010, if you ask me, empowerment was slightly different. Today, the empowerment is slightly different. That part I agree. Hope it's good. Tarun, you got it? Yeah, it's changed, right? Lot change. You can agree on that part. Okay, let's move a little more. Okay, we have 15 more minutes. We will see this manifesto so that you can write this as assignment for assign. Did I use the word assignment? That's bad, right? Let's use the word writing habits. So writing habits, we will do it for tomorrow morning. So what I want to tell you is what happened, a story. Stories are always good. So what I gave, a lot of hint I gave you, right? In 1950, Agile kickstarted. Let's keep all this story. In the 1990s, Scrum came in. Then XP came in. Scrum, XP. Then Kanban was modernized. Kanban was there in 1956 on, but modernized in 1990s for the software industry. Then they have DSDM, which you saw just now, inverted triangle, dynamic system development model. Then we have CRYSTL, crystal methodology. There are a few more, right? Feature driven development, FDD. There are a few more features out there. Then lean is there for a long time, but lean product development came into picture. Earlier, it was a lean manufacturing system. From there, they refined it in 1990. They brought lean product development. So these all happened in 1990. All these guys joined one day in 2001. All these guys, they come to the common ground. Hey guys, we are working individually. Why don't you bring a common concept? That common concept is what these 4 principles they written. In 2001, they written 4 manifesto. To support this 4 manifesto, they written 12 principles, PRINCIPLES, principles. So when you want to learn something on Agile, you have to learn this 4 plus 12 very effectively. When you learn this 2, you will solve a lot of ACP questions, a lot of PMP questions also these days. Let's go for ACP. In ACP, you'll solve a lot of questions, and also you'll understand the full depth of Agile only when you learn these things properly. Right? That's a story behind this. Now, quickly, we'll see some heads up on this 4, and then you maybe break for the first day. Quickly, we'll see what it is. If you see Agile Manifesto, the year 2001, all this 17 people joined together and they written something like this. What they written is, give more focus to the people, individuals and interactions. Every day meet them, respect them, give value to them, listen to their thought process, empower them, because people are the one doing the project for you. That too, when you work in knowledge-based project in the year 2001, they thought that give more importance to them, at the same time, have an eye on process and tools. So it means we need process and tools, nothing wrong in it, but give respect to people around them. That is why the leadership or project manager role has been slightly reduced, asking to empower the team, allow the team to do the work. You just follow them, just you collaborate, just you encourage them. So individuals' interactions are very important. This is why in Agile teams, they have every day checkpoint just to talk to each other. Hey, how things are going? What's up? You respect the people. Somebody says, I can't do this work. Fine. You won't force them. I have literally seen in construction work, they force some people to do this today. Whatever you do today evening, all the cement pack has to move from here to there. I've seen it. When I'm in school days, I've seen my home construction happening. I've seen some old lady. She's working from morning till evening. It's a pretty hot summertime. And I saw this Mason guy comes in. He comes by 3:30 after lunch, and he does multiple construction same time. These guys, Masons, earn big money. You know that? Even IT guys cannot earn that money. These guys will earn huge money. Okay, you look like a normal guy. One moped he will have. He will travel to all the sites, talk to each people. Amazing management. Okay, it's a different skill when I observed in school days. The old lady I found, she's lifting the cement content to from one place to another place. It's pretty heavy work. She slept for 1 hour post lunch, and one day this guy Mason was shouting at her, I don't know what you'll do, by evening you have to close it at any cost. She can't come in by 5 o'clock, but she worked that day 7 o'clock till 7 o'clock. She worked of moving the things. I thought, man, why the hell it's happening? She's also a human being, and I don't find any people respect in that industry. I felt, man, this poor more. But some industry are still working like that. Even though it brought a lot of automations, robotic process, machineries, somehow it reduced. If not many places, still it's hard. But what we are talking is called an IT industry, information technology, or knowledge-based industry. You and me are knowledge workers. I'm yet to go to that place, I'll explain it. But for now, understand knowledge-based workers need something on understanding the people more than the process. I'm not saying this is not needed, it's needed, but this is more important. Give respect to them. That's an important point of first thing in Agile model. Second thing in Agile model, expectation is give something usable, working. Working is the key word here. If you give me something that should work, don't show me some documentation. Don't show me some UML diagram. Don't show me some WBS. That's all fine. That I need it. Okay. I need document. I'm not saying no. Have document, but show me something usable. At least show me user ID, password, login. Then only I know that you're moving forward. Then only I can serve to my customer. Right? I cannot wait the whole day. You keep on doing documentation. I remember literally in the year when I started my work, we do too much of document than doing the real work. How many of you agree with me? In your initial career period, you did a lot of this than this. Anybody here? At least I did. In my beginning career, I spent a lot of my time doing a lot of document work. Many document work. Real work will not happen. They'll keep on writing. Those days, this word will be there. MS Word. MS Word, UML. What is the other one? Forget the name of it. Visio. Have you heard about Visio? Visio, Excel sheet. Keep on drawing. Use case, ask case. Nowadays, those cases are nothing there. They'll put FIR case on you. You have to first do something usable. Right? Okay, Karthik says too much of document. But some industries still needed. Okay, be very careful. I'm not saying all to thrown out. Some industry needed, but they tell that have a sensible document. Have a sensible document. What is needed? Don't go beyond that. Do needed. Show me something workable, usable. This is what we want, right? Show me something workable. Where is it? How it's working? Don't give me only documentation. See, if I go to Amazon bookings, I booked it. They give some detail about what is happening with delivery. When I want to see some action. Action says that my material moved from Mumbai airport to Bangalore airport. I want that, right? Some movement should be there. Work should happen. Just you write some document of your information recorded. Thanks for giving this. As per the information, you ordered this day, this happened. But I want to see some action there. They're looking for action. Is it possible all the industry? I will say no. Some industry, it's possible. But many industry with the technology and innovation, things are happening. You don't need to stay in the same place. You have to move something. That's important. Second one, right? The third one, customer collaboration. Have more communication, more openness with the customer, rather fighting for the contract. Why this came here is, what happened is the days are there. We have something called baseline. If you hear about baseline, or we have something called goal. Once a goal is decided by the contract, they'll obey only with that. They don't change anything out of it. When I say they, the doing company, the project performing company will tell the goal has been defined. I will deliver only this. But there can be course correction. from the customer. The customer says, hey, this is not relevant to me in the market. Can you make some arrangements? Can you make some changes? You should be accommodatable. Customer collaboration is important. This I see in many restaurants. Of late, if you go to any restaurants, I would have said that I'm coming with the 10 people for dinner. Can you have a table for 10 people? When I go there, I go with the 12 people. I'll tell I need 2 more people, 2 more tables. They said, yes, sir, we'll make it happen. Hey, I have 2 children, kids are there. Do you have a kid table there? Yes, sir, we'll do it. Hey, I have a birthday party here. Can you give a corner seats available for the birthday party? Yes, sir, we'll make arrangements. Have you heard this in a very decent restaurant? I'm not talking every some restaurant say, hey, get lost, man. You keep on changing. I want to work with you. So there are good restaurants in the market. If you go there, they make all the arrangements. They say, yes, sir, we'll do it. Yes, sir. It's something, and customer collaboration is pretty important. It's a very basic thing in current world. I remember the hotels when I went with my parents, what are not like this. They're not like this. You say something, you order 4 items, you have to eat all the 4 items, at least put in a bag, take home. These days, if you order 4 items, you tell, no, I don't like to have 3 is enough. 1, you cancel it or take it back. They'll tell they take it back. We don't charge for you. Market is changing because I want this customer to visit my premises again and again and again. I don't want my customer to run away. I want my customer to come back. What do? Customer collaboration is pretty important than negotiating. You said that day, I will follow the same rule. It won't work. It won't work in some industries. The last one, responding to change, following the third one, customer collaboration, responding to their changes. See, there are days where changes were not accepted. We only follow the plan. The plan is mentioned that we'll do this, point A, point B, point Z, we'll do this. As per the plan, the target should be achieved like this. That's how we'll do. No, we are going to respond to change. Change could be on the scope, could be on the time, could be on the cost, could be on some of the deliverables. Changes can come towards us, but you are responding to that. How do you respond? You observe it, you prioritize it, you take care whether can I make some adjustments so we can deliver it what customer needs. If not, then what's the point of doing a work with you? See, if something you're going to deliver to the market and the market says that this is not going to be useful, can you make some changes? We have to change it. If not, you deliver it, doesn't make any value. You will deliver it, but nobody will like it. They'll say it's okay, it's old, man, outdated, because we are living in a world where things are changing very faster. So now there's a 4 manifesto tells very simple terminology. Focus with the people around you, at least a team which is working with you most on the process. Give something workable to the market. Collaborate with the customer well. Have a good friendly relationship. Contract is important. I'm not saying no. Apart from contract, have a relationship with them. And also respond to the changes they're asking for. In this way, you start moving in an agile mindset, right? That's what the point is all about. Great. Did you got some input out of this as you observe? Hope you got it some. Perfect. Great. Good info. What I did so far is I have given some basic. Okay. If you watch out here, I would have spent some time, some of the basics we learned, talking about how about the agile plan and the change works out. We some waterfall. We had some basic of agile idea, Scrum methodology. We understood this is a big thing. I want you to draw it at least a couple of times as assignment or writing habits. I want you to draw this. You want to understand when to use a simple, when to use complex. I want you to draw this about predictive, adaptive nature. When you do these 3 things, you get a hold of it. On top of that, we will write this 4 manifesto, right? After this, I will talk about 12 principles and primarily talk one thing, which is called as knowledge workers. I'm going to explain something here tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the role of the servant leader, the role of the project manager or leader. I'll explain it. I'll explain about product owner. What's the role? What's a team's role? 3 roles I'll explain. And I'll explain about the ceremonies happening in Agile, like sprint planning, product backlog. I'll explain some artifacts also. After explaining all these things, also I'll give an idea about the knowledge workers. What's the difference between the worker in 1950-60 and the difference of worker today? When you understand all this stuff, your mindset gets ready. Then we go for Scrum, Kanban, XP, all methods. That makes your first chapter. Probably tomorrow we should able to complete first chapter, or sometime it may even extend. But point is, the basement is very important for you. Once you get the first 2 chapters mindset ready, the rest all works automatically. Fantastic. Good. Let's see you again. Say hi to again if you're comfortable. Jimmy George, what is this? Is it your backyard in your place?
It's from Bangalore, a beautiful place.
Oh, it's a picture. I thought you were sitting in a terrace.
No,
Okay.
I'm in Rome.
Okay. Sandeep, is your health totally back? You're comfortable?
Yes, Sri. This is my 15th day.
Oh, it's a 14 days, right? Something you have to be quarantined?
Yes.
Exactly 15th day, Agile class is starting. Oh my God. One Corona game, another Corona game now.
My wife is infected now.
Oh man. She's taking medicine or home rest enough?
No, she should not take.
I remember. I got the message. Yeah. Rahul mentioned me. Okay. Please take good care, man. It's an important time. Okay, that's great. Thanks all for listening today. And if you have questions, stay with me. I will talk about questions. But again, this Corona stuff is disturbing us a lot. I would request you to divert your mind towards reading something so that at least we don't get diverted by the numbers that are happening in the news channel. Some of you know that, right? I don't watch news channel, no television. So I don't even know what's happening. Some people ask, you're in Bangalore. Bangalore is very risky. There you saw a news channel. I don't know. I'm happy in my balcony so far. So I don't watch news channels. If it comes. What to do? Nothing can be done. Somebody tell you tsunami is coming. You saw the news channel? Yeah. I didn't see both of them going to go get in the water. What's the problem? You saw that? I didn't see that. That's a message. Little precaution is good. I'm not saying no, but don't watch too much of news channel. Don't watch too much of paper. Don't read too much of WhatsApp forward. My God. Everybody is becoming MBBS doctor. Keep on sharing. Do this, do that, jump there, stand upside down, read this one, read that. It will work. Yeah, your body has an immune system. Do basic exercise, breathe properly. It will work. So too much of WhatsApp also a problem, right? Okay,
no, I think we don't have time to do all those things. You are putting us into writing habits and exercise. Okay, so there won't be much time to watch WhatsApp or news now. I think again the sleepless nights.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. That's right. In fact, this kind of virus is going to continue for some time, right? So your exercise and habit should be gradual habit. It should be from the age of 20 somewhere. Suddenly you cannot become Salman Khan. It won't work. It should be a practice, right? Somebody keeps smoking and taking liquor, not sleeping properly, a habit for a long time. Suddenly within few days, I'll do this, then I'll become, man, nothing will work. They're telling a stand like this for half an hour, it will go up. How it will go? It should work. Yeah, a system should change. It's called refactoring. In Agile, we have something called refactoring. Continuously you have to refactor your brain and your body. Read, write books, write knowledge for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Then only your brain will come out. Eat proper food every day, sleep well, then it will work. Suddenly somebody says, this mudra, that mudra, it will work. Not mudra will work. You can maybe buy some mudra from Amazon. Nothing will work. It should be a regular, consistent habit. But you can start from here. I'm not saying no, but don't think that suddenly it will change. Okay, let's come out of that topic. How things going on here? You have any questions as per today's discussion? Any specific questions we can help out? Okay. Can I assume no questions? Okay, fine.
Question, Sriram. Actually, I remember refactoring. I have read about it. I just am not able to recall it accurately. I remember having read about it a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Okay, refactoring is something making the system good, tuning it. In software or technology based, what will happen is we will develop something and hand over to the customer. After you hand over to the customer, you keep on tuning it internally. You make the system ready enough to support any failures in the long run. Externally, it won't change anything. It will be same, but internally to keep on tuning it.
It's an XP mindset, I think, right?
You got it. See, you are doing agile, being agile yet to come for you. The mindset, you have to get it. We'll do that. We'll do that. Give an example, a car. I may have a car which is 5 years old. Externally, the car may look same, but internally, I will change the shoe brakes. I may put proper oiling for it. I will do wheel alignment. You do that, right? That's a refactoring. You make sure the car externally normal, same car, but internally you keep on doing some stuff. That sometimes, you give a car for service and get the car, you will feel the steering is very smooth. The brake will be so good because the car will be as it is only, but things will work well. That's refactoring. Or for tell it a term, go and listen to Sadhguru. He will tell that inner engineering. Have you heard about it? Inner engineering. He takes some class and he makes billions of dollars. That's all about refactoring. Refactoring of your inner thought process. Right? That's about the stuff. Fantastic. Great. Good question. Good. How is it, Vipin, for you? I know you're coming from non-agile background. How do you feel with this start of it?
Quite interesting, Shriram. Actually, I thought that it was, Agile was the best friend of software and IT and of software development and so on. But now it just gives me a more clearer picture. I have heard about it that it is applicable across multiple domains, but now I feel it is more closer than I actually thought it was. And in fact, some of the examples or some of the points that you mentioned had actually happened in some of my projects and even recent months. So I could actually relate to it. I think it's a pretty good thing that there's a reason why people are talking about it, and this is, I think it maybe won't overtake Waterfall, but I think it will definitely go hand in hand. It's definitely a needed approach in the UST.
Right. You got the hold of it. I feel that that's what, see, if a PMP has introduced Agile means there's some reason, right? So something going to happen. Next 4 or 5 years, you'll see it's be all over. But I'll be very clear, still the predictive model is very efficient. That will be needed in many places. But predictive model with Agile mindset, this is a word we'll hear going forward. How can you support your team members? How can you empower your team members? Don't treat them like a slaves, rather respect them. At least I have been treated like a junior resource for so many years. Hey, do that. That's what I have been handled years back. But I'm not handling that way with my juniors these days. You can't do that. Go and do that with a 20 years kid now. They'll show some other finger to you. You can't even do this, guys, nowadays. They are pretty brilliant. They are strong. They'll throw the paper and go out of the company. You have to be polite with them. Can you please do this? This is how you have to talk with them, right?
Yeah, true.
So the mindset has changed a lot these days, and that's not the only area. Innovation is pretty highly happening. Technology is overtaking a lot of stuff. Okay, I will talk when I go to tomorrow's session. There is a place I'll cover those areas. So good to know, Vipin, you are getting connected.
Thank you.
Nice to know.
Shriram?
Yes, Royan.
Yeah, so not now, but can we talk more about this fixed bid project and T&M project in Agile? Maybe not now, because we are in a very initial stage, right? So once we completed all the courses.
Right. There is a place, we have something called Agile Contracting. Okay. There is a chapter number 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. Chapter number 6 or 5, there is something called Agile Contracting. There, I'll pick up this topic and talk elaborately on this. Because there are some contract models under fixed bid project, how Agile works. Okay. Hope that will help you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. We'll talk about it. But for your quick information, any project follow the same model even today. Like you have a fixed bid or cost reimbursable. Most of the Agile projects which I work, it's all fixed bid. We will know upfront 3 million or 4 million. And one thing in Agile, you have to observe that they call incremental contracting. They'll make a 3 million budget for a contract. We will start the work. When the work is coming close to 2.8 million budget or the timeline, we will increment the contract. We will extend the contract another 2 months, another 1 year. Have you observed these kind of contracts? If you observed, that's how I have worked. I'm working for a financial institution for their product development. It is happening for the last 2 years. I remember at least 7 or 8 times a contract got extended. So they keep extending the contract. First, they make an overall budget, 4 million, 8 million, and then they start extending furthermore from there. It's called incremental contract. So more or less, it's the same way, but we won't be so rigid. That's why they say that customer collaboration more than contract negotiation. We will start moving forward based on that. But if you don't do good, things are not coming up well, you're not giving working software, working product, they'll stop the contract. Enough guys, thanks. They'll stop it. So that also happens.
So initially, when you're doing that for the, say, it's 8 millions, means you are targeting some deadline also, like milestone based.
Yes. Yeah, milestone based it will be, but at the same time, there is no rigid. I also worked in a project contract, which is only 3 months valid, exactly 3 months. They don't even want to go 1 day extra. They have a right milestone, but we didn't achieve. We want to achieve 7 milestones. We achieved only 6. 7th milestone, they said, no need, stop there. We will take care. We have a technology team within us. You hand over the project, give the knowledge transformation. We will take from there, we will do it. Then they did it. So that is also possible, right? Next time you will have a credibility going down if you don't complete on time. That's also possible, right?
So, I mean, I'm more interested on this particular type of real-time use cases.
No problem, no problem. But Roland, have you done with your PMP?
No.
Maybe there, yeah. There is one place called procurement management. Okay, there is one chapter. In that chapter, they elaborate very deep inside about contract. That chapter, I would recommend you to at least read that chapter alone once, because that will give more clarity. In Agile, don't expect contract explained more. There is no question on contract in examination, but I will cover some area when it comes to the chapter. Very basic level only it will be there. It won't go deep inside. If you want to go deep inside in PMP, anybody from here, you can borrow the book, read that one chapter, at least 20-30 pages. There they explain what is fixed bid, what's cost reimbursable, what is the time and material, under fixed bid, what all contracts, right? Those will be properly explained. So that is the right place for reading the contract for you.
How about the Agile contracting?
Agile, nothing much contract. Agile will be very simple. On top of fixed bid contract, Jeff Sutherland has suggested something. Without extended money, how can we do the changes in the project? That kind of lightweight contracts will be there. There won't be depth contract. And Agile, they don't force contract. There'll be very lightweight contracts. See, when the requirement is not finalized, why should somebody has to force a contract? Doesn't make sense, right? See, you are not finalizing the requirement. You're telling that we'll change a requirement on the fly. When you say requirement changes on the fly, how do you force a contract? Contract should be very free enough. That is why it is a lightweight contract. Okay. But still, don't worry, I'll explain you. You can contact me individually also. I'll help you. But for now, quick information, I'll give you basics of Agile contracts. Whereas if you want to learn proper contracting system, you have to read in PMP, the procurement management chapter.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect, man. Great. Good. I think we're good for the day. If any questions, don't hesitate to ping. And in the WhatsApp group, I'll share you the today's writing habits. So as a day is there further for India people, spend some time writing down, drawing down, and start clicking the picture share in the WhatsApp group. That will help us to keep up the momentum. Let's do that. And again, we'll start reading the Agile Practice Guide book, the book which I showed you. It is there in your shared drive. Download it, or you have a printed copy. Start looking the pages. Within 1 week, you can complete this book. Amazing knowledge you will get, right? So you made a good start today. Thanks all for joining here. Tomorrow we'll again connect. I'll go a little more deep insight on this subject. Thanks for the having here, and let's catch up on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ram.
Thank you.